Mm-hmm.
All right, I think we're good.
Alrighty, are we live?
Woo.
Are we doing it live?
Doing what live?
This
Phrasing.
memes.
Oh goodness.
Okay, yeah, we're live.
Okay, the tier list will show up in a little bit. I think this will
I'm
be pretty much
So,
going.
it.
what are we talking about? Rockman?
We're
Talk, man.
continuing on the code.
Whoops. I call you Rockman, but I'm
Oh, Rock
also
Man.
we're on YouTube, so I'm like the Lyoko Jeb now. Yeah,
Rock and
so I'm
roll
also
fan.
technically Rockman, but
Yes. All right, so I have to go to since I can't. I have to like go to the Discord, Reddit to get that link so I can post on Twitter.
I
I
already
should
shared it
actually
on
like
my
check out the
community tab.
stream.
I already put it on my community tab.
Oh yeah, I hope this stream is good since I'm using a different internet now. This will be a test.
So far, everything looks fine right
Interesting.
now on my end. I'm seeing it
Yeah,
on my TV and my
everyone's
computer.
Yeah, I
yeah,
should
it looks
grab the
good.
link myself.
Okay, so I have to go to PE, right? And then it's not posted on PE yet. Oh, duh! I can do this. Okay.
Let's see,
One of
what am I
these
looking?
days, we're gonna start a stream like normally. It's gonna be great.
Well,
I mean,
we're never
chat if
gonna.
you're
I'll
live.
tell you now that we're never gonna start 4 or 5 o'clock sharp, because I won't. We had to wait till people
You're
like get
right.
here, and
Mm. To start saying the stream is like 30 minutes earlier to all of us so that we show up. And
Hmm.
y'all can ignore what I'm about to post. But I have to actually.
Promotion. We need promotion.
Because I have to do this through my desktop. It's very like having everything on my phone is fast, but since I can't get to Twitter on my phone, this is just what's gonna have to happen. It's always something, you know. It's just how it rolls in my life.
Uh-huh.
Click.
suffer.
Oh my god. All right. Well, this might be, and this could be my internet. I might have to go back to my old one after today. I might test. I might move it literally right next to my window and see if that does anything different. It's not too far from the window, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not doing that right now. Now I'm really curious. I need to see the stream on my end. I might test. I might move it literally right next to my window and see that. Okay, it looks good on my end.
Again, it seems fine what
Yeah,
we've seen. What I've
it's
seen.
just because when I'm on like Google Chrome right now, and it's like my mouse is like slow and things are taking long to load, so it
Okay.
made me like worry. It's just probably because I have. It's obviously because I'm streaming and have Streamlabs opened up right now, so but I just need to get the stream link.
Makes sense.
I don't
But
You
have
know
all that
what?
fancy.
This sounds like This sounds like some sort of an attack, like by a dangerous artificial intelligence program.
Yeah, we get it every
Yeah.
we get it every stream.
The hacker from cyberspace.
Jeremy.
Yeah. Stop it, Jeremy.
Fine.
Mm.
Oh my god. I press Control.
I sure hope
V.
y'all ain't waiting for me.
We are. I'm kidding.
Okay.
We're not.
What? Oh, okay.
We're waiting
Well,
for-
I'm making.
What?
I'm making food.
Oh yeah, I'll be doing that after the stream. Or maybe
Same.
pick up food.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
it's been tweeted. Can someone? No, I don't think it matters.
Can someone what?
Never mind. I just need to pull up the tier list.
Well,
Putting up
now,
the tier.
honestly, I think
Yeah,
that this tier list is really good. It's not because, for one, this is Code Lyoko, so I think that all of these episodes should be below C tier. I mean, it's such a terrible show.
Right. You're right. Damn, this is gonna be an easy stream.
Exactly.
I might as well just
thank
go
you.
ahead and do season 3 and season 4.
Exactly.
Evolution is
Yeah.
S
No,
top tier.
no.
Evolution, yeah, exactly. All of them are S tier. I agree. See, Cam, you understand the vision.
Yes, I do.
Hmm.
Okay, here's the tier list.
Season.
There
We're
we
getting
go.
closer to the key.
Let me put this.
We're
We're probably
wait to
not.
talk about.
We're probably not doing the key today.
Oh, we're not doing that.
I know that. Oh, I know that.
We are
I know
not
that.
doing
But we're
that
getting
today.
close. But we're getting close.
Yeah, we're getting close. I think we have. If it's the normal, like the usual stream, then we will possibly get it to we will possibly get to it by next month, like next 3 weeks, I believe. Because we have if 4 episodes per stream.
Yeah, because I'm going to be busy soon. Very busy. I'm working on my next advanced production documentary. Not Lyoko themed, however. It's going to be a different topic altogether. It will be a
Nice.
special interview.
All right, let's do it. Let's go ahead and start.
All right, let's begin.
We're
We've
gonna
been
start
waiting.
with a
Yes.
fine mess.
Ah,
Let's do
fine
it.
mess.
Let's go, Yoko and Jeremy.
I can't see
Yeah,
where the
yeah.
tier list.
Yeah, Koyoko is a fine mess. Oh, what the heck?
Okay, there we go.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
there
that too.
Better. Yes, the body switching episode. Body swap.
Yay. What the heck? How'd you make that so big?
Hashtag space.
Hashtag space? When has that been a
I only
thing?
just thought to do it now to make it stand out better.
Yeah, I mean, I never seen that before. What the heck?
Yeah, it's a newish feature that Discord implemented. It lets you put in like formatting.
Dang, alright.
You can actually do different
interesting.
levels of headers.
Alright, that's good to know. I'll have to remember that. I'm probably gonna...
Exactly.
What? Whoa.
All right, so you can only do like 3 levels of
Oh,
headers.
okay. Well, that's good to know.
Some places let you only do like up to 5, but not here.
Alright. Looks like season 2 is mostly A. I think season 1 was like balanced.
Wait.
I have to look now. I'm curious.
I just checked the stream. I don't see the tier list yet.
Oh,
I see it.
click live.
I'll trust that it's there.
You know, press
It's
press your live button. I don't think you're in sync.
Yeah, you need to fast forward a few seconds.
I see it now.
Yeah.
Just refresh.
Okay.
What happened to
Ways,
Wesley?
internet issues today.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Fine mess.
yeah,
The
I mean it. It's like it's somewhat funny, but like man, I mean obviously because
it
it's
is
older show, but if this if this episode happened today, oh man.
Yeah, as if. I'm like, there are a number of episodes that you can't show today. That's for
Yeah.
darn sure.
no.
Yeah, but this one for sure.
Yeah,
this one's a big one.
Yeah, this is a gender swap a cliche episode. Saber Spark would
Yeah,
say.
it's not really about like the body swap concept is fun, but they didn't do it 100% well.
Yeah, it
That's
was a
all I gotta
very
say.
cliche. It's very
So we can
awesome.
give a rank now.
No. I'm sure there's still stuff to talk about. I'm trying to remember what happens on Lyoko on this episode.
Well,
They
I
go
am
to
too.
Sector 5, I think. I remember that much.
Yeah, they did. They did.
yeah, they did go to Sector 5.
Mm,
Yeah, they go to Sector 5.
There's actually a lot of
Uh,
antics on Lyoko with like Odd and Yumi's avatar and Yumi and Odd's avatar.
Yeah, because Yumi has to handle using laser arrows. Odd, I think, handles the fans well, but I don't really know if he does it correctly.
Is
Mhm.
that Wazy? Oh, it's Colton. No, it's Wazy. It's Wazy.
Yeah,
Wait, wait,
I'm
you
still
back?
here.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Okay, wait.
sorry, folks.
it's okay. Um, I can't remember. I think there was a couple scenes, but I remember the one where Odd is in Yumi's body at Yumi's house, and they're having dinner, and okay, he does two things there actually. He eats with a fork, and if I remember correctly, I think he like stabs the food with the fork,
Yes.
which is
Very
yes,
disrespectful culturally, and
Yeah.
he
It-
also speaks Chinese,
yeah.
not Japanese.
Yes, that's the biggest thing where I just like I kind of forgot it happens because last year when I was watching it, I like spit out my food. I was like, no fucking way, that just he did that. I
Yes, he
couldn't.
did do that.
I
He
felt
did
bad. I felt
all
bad.
of that.
I was just wasn't. It was only funny because I was not expecting it, but man, that shit just
I
got
don't
me.
know if that's really offensive or if it's just really
It's
awkward.
kind of it's racist.
A little
It's
bit?
not racist. No.
Yeah,
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
think
that
it's
kind of
racist.
adds to this episode a little bit.
I don't think I wouldn't dub it racism.
Like, the
Even
show
in
makes
this
it clear.
climate, I wouldn't see it as. I look.
if you
Maybe it's.
if you did that as a joke, I mean, you have to be. I mean, obviously, you have to. I don't know. That's just not. Even if you state it, even if you say it's a joke afterwards, it's just not. In my past experience and what I've seen on the internet, it's just, it's not something you do. And I hate and I feel uncomfortable when people make fun of like if like if someone said something like an Asian person says something and then someone mocks what they said in how they were talking. Yeah, it's racist to me. I mean, depending on if you really meant by it, but
I always
it's just like why
thought
do
the
it?
joke
Why even do it?
with the sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I always thought the joke with the fork wasn't so much, haha, let's make fun of how Japanese people eat. It's more like, haha, Odd doesn't know how to use chopsticks.
No, yeah.
and
Oh,
he
I wasn't
decides
even-
to do his
that's
own
fine.
thing.
That's fine.
I mean, it's not. It's just because
I was talking about the
Odd-
talking in Chinese thing, not the.
Oh,
Okay,
I thought we were
okay,
talking
now
about the fork
that-
scene. The dinner.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
racist,
no. That's understandable,
Okay.
but I mean that was something I did point out. But I mean, when you talk about the
Okay.
character itself, yeah, but the writers.
Yeah, that's a writing department. I wouldn't be surprised if Thomas was involved in that.
Let's not get into.
Oh my god, bro.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
don't
sorry. I
think-
had to. I'm
He
sorry.
was, but that's also
I don't.
Nah,
I think he
I
only
mean,
no,
did
it's
season
that was
one.
me
season
joking.
one.
That was me
Yeah.
joking. That was me joking.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
Anyway.
But real talk, real talk. Uh, I don't want to say they're making fun of how because different the Asian dialogue is different. Yes, Chinese is different than Japanese. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's racist. Maybe it might offend some people, but if you get the intentional, I don't know. I don't want to say they're trying to be racist. It's just, it's the 2000s where
yeah.
you could get away with a lot more stuff than you can today.
It
Let's
feels
go back in time.
unintentionally racist. Like I think it's just
Yeah, it's
odd being a
unintentional.
goofball.
Yeah, it's
I don't
definitely
think
odd
it's
being a
meant to
goofball,
be
but like it's
funny.
just when you really think about like when you're actually into the cartoon and think about the character, yeah, it makes sense. Odd not knowing certain things. I mean, he's a kid. They're all
Yeah.
kids. But when I was watching it last year, I'm like, I'm not really thinking of it that way. I'm kind of thinking about like the writers of the show. They really did this, and
I mean,
let it-
the,
they
the
got
show
with
is very
it.
quick to call him out on it too. It's just like,
Yeah.
yo, that's not
Yeah,
that's
Yumi
Chinese,
gets
not
after
Japanese.
him a
How
lot
dare
about
you.
it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
When it comes to my view on that, it's like oh man, my train of thought left.
Oh, I hate that shit.
I'll come back to it. You guys come back to me. My train of thought just like
Okay.
disappeared.
What?
I
You'll get it.
hate
You'll
when
get it.
that happens.
Oh.
But besides that stuff, the body swap, it's a fun episode. There's some, I think they.
Oh, yeah,
someone
I
brought
got
it
it
up
now.
last
I
week.
got it
Oh,
now.
okay, Jay's got it.
I remember
Okay,
now.
go.
Freaky
Alright,
Friday.
When it comes to oh my god, don't make me lose it.
Yeah.
Anyway, as a,
Go for it. Go.
all right. As for the actual odd replying in Chinese thing, I don't think it's racist for me. Is because I think the writers, when it comes to their intentions, they weren't trying to depict racism. They were trying to depict a person being ignorant without
Yeah.
without knowing so. And I think that was like what they were trying to go for.
more.
Because because like what would have made that scene feel racist, or as if the writers were intending to go that route, is if the characters around him didn't have an issue with that, or or let's say
Exactly.
didn't yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good. Hey, I love that. That was a good way.
That's exactly why I don't see it as
It's
being
like if
racist.
the episode
It's just
actually
odd being-
encouraged the audience to actually do that, then I would say, yeah, it's kind of racist. But
Yeah.
it's clearly just showing somebody being ignorant,
Oh,
and
but-
it was clear indication as to they probably shouldn't do that IRL. So that's my
Yeah.
view on
Well, did they say
Yeah.
something, or was it just express?
Yeah, Yumi
It was
got
an
after,
expression.
Yumi got
Yeah.
after him about it. Like,
Why
why are you
is she
speaking in
to us in
Chinese?
Chinese now?
Oh, I don't remember that dialogue. I'll have to.
I remember
yeah,
him.
that's-
Yeah, I remember Yumi getting
did
after
say
him.
that, yeah.
Yes.
Not just
What-
you,
was that a
but
different
Takeo
scene?
too. There was more out
No,
of
it
shot.
was in the scene where Odd comes in as Yumi wearing this awful attire with the cat. That
there's
part.
But there's also
And he says ni hao.
Yeah.
That's when he gets.
Oh,
That's when Yumi scolds him.
Yeah.
yes, there's that scene, but there's also the scene at the dinner where like Odd mumbles something in Chinese, and Takeo's like, "Why is our daughter speaking to us in like Chinese now?"
Oh my god. How they? Wait, so
Takeo
he
or
knows.
Odd?
So Odd knows Chinese.
A little bit.
I guess
That was
He
funny.
canonically knows Italian, so
Yeah.
he
lot of
is
people like to-
Italian.
I mean, he is Italian.
Is there like some sort of like Mandarin or Chinese like language studies class in that school or something like
I
that?
don't
Did they ever
know.
mention
Maybe.
something like that?
No.
There has to be. I mean, if they have Adrian teaching Marinette
Curious.
Mandarin, then yes, there has to be at
Hold
Caddick.
on.
Mhm.
I
Wait,
need
no,
to check
Adrian's
something.
Mandarin
Not
lessons-
necessarily.
Okay, never mind. That is a tangent, not
Yeah.
related to the tier.
It is.
What were you
Hold
gonna look
on.
up?
I also want to check something. But keep going.
Okay. Interesting.
What?
Not about the
Yeah.
Mandarin, something else.
Okay.
Well, something to do with the
Yeah.
episode.
Right. Okay.
Because, yeah.
Okay, so another scene I thought was really funny was when someone mentioned it last week after the stream, but Man, when Odd uses this opportunity to get Oric to get used to asking Yumi out, I thought that was hilarious. That was actually a funny scene.
He was
And that, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah.
And honestly, that's
he was
kind of getting
crazy.
that's kind of getting towards my overall thoughts on this episode. Because for me personally, I'm not a big
For
fan
that.
of like body switching or like
But
gender switching like concepts and stuff in TV shows. They get kind of generic.
Yeah,
And
the
when it comes
gender
to
swap.
this, yeah, and when it comes to this
oh,
episode in particular, like I just rewatched it earlier today, and prior to that, I barely remembered it. And I was like, all right, if I barely remember this episode, it probably means I wasn't a big fan of it when I did watch it. But no, I was actually surprised to see that I kind of got a lot of laughs from this episode.
Yeah.
Like a lot of laughs from it with the whole like dynamic of Odd and Yumi like switching bodies and stuff. And what really actually made me like almost spit out my drink is when Yumi and Odd's body left his room, and all of a sudden, two of the girls that he was going steady with just came up and slapped him from both cheeks. Like
Yeah.
that was hilarious.
okay, that part
I was
is
like,
fun.
yo.
That was
Yeah,
It was
it's a pretty funny episode. Yeah.
Yeah, and at the end of the episode, and Yumi was walking up with like I guess like the Caddick News little
Oh,
paper,
yeah.
and then she found like the picture of Ulrich and
Yeah.
Odd and Yumi's body like embracing.
What?
Yeah.
I was like, yo,
Perfect.
that was funny,
It's full
man.
circle right there.
Oh.
That's good writing right there.
Mhm. So like I
Yeah.
would say like the comedy is probably like the best part of this episode. Like,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah, this is
honestly
a
what
good
saves
comedy.
it
For
from
sure.
being like below
Solid
average for
comedy
me.
episode.
But other than that, man, this episode is kind of like an okay tier to me. Like the Lyoko scenes were okay, but it's like if we're gonna
Oh, yeah, what
like
happens in there?
putting the comedy outside of it and we're gonna look at it from like a more serious lens, there's not too much that happens here. Like this episode was was purely designed for comedy, and if any of us doesn't like find this episode funny, which I think we all do to a certain extent,
Yeah.
then like yeah, this episode is probably not gonna like do much. That's where I stand. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is the right one.
Okay, so on Lyoko, I don't think there's anything spectacular. It's just them trying to get to the tower because their bodies they're starting to disappear, or something like that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
start
The
to be
zero gravity
glitchy.
part is fun.
The zero gravity
I-
part. What?
I laughed when Odd and Yumi's body
There's no
tripped
zero
on
gravity.
Lyoko when they
What are you
spawned.
Zero
talking-
gravity.
you're- There was no zero gravity. I think you're confusing an episode.
So
No, there's a scene.
No, there was a part in Sector 5 where like they were floating. Kinda
Sector
like,
5.
Sort of
Oh,
like
okay.
you like, yep,
Yeah.
yep. I remember now. Yep, I do remember that. God, I need to rewatch the show. I've
Yeah.
been busy and watching Fiona and Cake too. So, no, I'll touch. Anyways, are we okay? Who came back? Who got out?
Ways.
sorry about that. Sorry, I got
Oh,
Okay,
is this
that's
the-
okay.
oh no, it's not that. So
Can
yeah,
you
I
hear
think,
me?
yeah, we can hear you.
we can hear you.
Oh god.
Yes.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else for me. Jay, did you have anything else to say?
Oh, me?
Yeah, I mean, was that all you had to say about what for your thoughts?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like an okay tier to me. It's like the comedy is definitely what, let's say, carries this
Strong,
episode. Because
yeah.
again, I was actually surprised at how much I laughed. Like again, like the Yumi getting slapped by both of those girls, like that was like top tier like humor to me. Like they did a good job with it for the most part. But other than
Yes.
that, it's like even then it's not an episode I would like necessarily return to too much.
Oh my god, this felt so funny. Yeah, I agree though. JT, do you have anything else to share?
No, I think I just shared everything I think I did. This is a good share of comedy. I don't think it's racist. It is very funny. It is very much following in the same tropes that if anybody is a Saber Spark fan, it follows the gender swapping trope very much cliched wise, but I mean, it's a gender swap episode. It's going to go through the cliches of that many times over.
Yeah. All right. Oh, almost said it again. Flower.
Yes. I real quick, I think I want to amend something I said earlier. I actually think the point of the dinner scene isn't so much to make fun of Odd not knowing how to use chopsticks, and more just like how Odd's total ignorance of Japanese culture like gets a reaction from the rest of the family. I think that's the part that's funny, is them just going,
yeah,
what?
they're just like, yeah, there's
you
like,
okay,
yeah.
They'll just stare at her awkwardly. That's the beauty of that.
I remember that.
But yeah, in terms of this episode, it's definitely a fun idea. I almost wish they explored this more, like with other characters. I kind of get why they didn't, but like it's a cool premise, but then they use it for like comedy, and that's fine. It's a very fun episode. It's not a very plot heavy episode. It's just Yumi and Odd swap bodies and shenanigans ensue. And you know, these characters are good enough that you can just watch and you can have a fun time.
Yeah.
Fun fact, in case some of you didn't know, in some of the earlier drafts of the scripts,
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, in Kobe.
Oh yeah.
Odd and Yumi's body didn't just like put an arm around Ulrich's shoulder for that picture. He straight up kissed him.
That part I don't remember.
Yeah.
Now that would be a bad idea.
It explains, because when I first watched this episode, I was confused why Yumi was so upset over like a picture of her with an arm.
That makes more sense.
With like with an arm around Ulrich's shoulder, like they're best buds, that's fine. But like they replaced the original intent was that was straight up a kiss, and like that makes way more sense why Amelia Tamiya would be like scoop of the year, and why she'd get upset over that. Like, I get it, but I'm glad they did not go that far, because that has all kinds of weird implications about consent and whatnot.
Yeah, and let's not go to that topic, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a couple of things that didn't make it to what was aired in the States or in general.
Yeah,
so
I just thought it was a neat trivia fact. It didn't happen, but
actually that was one I don't really recall, but happy you brought it up because now that makes more sense.
That's why she gets upset. It was originally going to be that, but I'm glad they cut it. But yeah, and then we actually have some very fun Lyoko shenanigans of Yumi going, here it is for Cat Girl, and
Catwoman.
And then Catwoman, that's what it is. They just struggle with their powers, and then Ulrich's just sitting there like, you guys could help out more, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, actually, the Lyoko shenanigans are probably a large part of why I'd love to see another episode that does this. Just this idea of like, how would Aelita react with like Ulrich's avatar, or how would Ulrich handle like being Odd for like a mission? So I don't usually remember the Lyoko stuff, but I do remember the Lyoko stuff for this episode specifically because they had a lot of fun with with the struggle. But just a very fun episode, a very fun concept, pretty good execution. What would I rank this? I'm like thinking A or maybe B.
Yeah, we still have
It's a good episode, but it's not like an amazing episode.
Yeah. You still have some time to decide. We still have Colton and Wazy. So Colton, do you want to go?
Yeah, sure. I do find this episode interesting, even though it's kind of weird to watch it nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
We already talked about Odd and at Yumi's house. The Lyoko stuff, obviously, like, you have a situation like both of them, I guess, will like disappear if they don't hurry up. Which I think is, obviously, it puts more pressure on them. Probably losing both of them. But the Lyoko scenes themselves, with Odd and Yumi, basically having learn how to use their own weapons and whatnot, I find that interesting. This ain't exactly the most memorable episode, but it's not the worst episode, so I guess I kind of put it in the middle as just a straight up B.
Mm-hmm. I think I kind of forget that. Yeah, it's kind of cool to see them like use each other's powers. So and then kind of like fail at it and trying to get used to it, and then eventually trying to manage. I think they both get a kill or two. That's fun. Is that all? Oh yeah. That's right. You said
yeah.
Forgot you said middle.
Yep, that
Lazy. If let's see if this works.
Okay. Well, okay. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. So A Fine Mess is an episode that is interesting. However, I think that the biggest issue with it is the fact that it's a bit tropey and hasn't aged spectacularly, regardless of. Yes, the intent is generally that Odd is ignorant in this scene, and that's fine, but it's not the it's not it hasn't aged the greatest as well, especially since confusing Chinese and Japanese culture is something that Code Lyoko has done on multiple occasions, and it's not great. Like it's not great. But yeah. But with that said,
Yeah.
Hello.
Ulrich did not make it into the final script because, oh god, make it even worse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But the comedy is fun. I can agree with that much. I do think the scene with Yumi meeting Odd's two girlfriends is fun. Ex-girlfriends. But the stuff on Lyoko. The stuff on Lyoko can be really fun as well. It's a good time. However, I think both between its tropiness as well as just not aging spectacularly, it's not the episode that I'm not the fondest of as well. Like it's okay, but it's not terrific. It's not anything terrible as well, but it's just like, so yeah.
All right. Is that it?
I'd say so.
Okay. All right. Let's start from the. For me, I guess I'll start with the rank. I will say a solid B. I'm okay with being a B minus or just in the middle. Yeah, very fun episode. I thought the strongest comedy was its strong suit, and it was. I had some laughs. It wasn't a boring episode. Jay, you're next.
Oh, me? Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. It's
You're zoned out, aren't you?
Oh my god. When it comes to this episode, yeah, I think I summed it up before. It's a B. Like again, I was thoroughly surprised at how much this episode did have me laughing and stuff like that. Because I assumed that I wasn't gonna like it. Because again, body switching concepts, I'm not the biggest fan of that. It's like it's just been done too many times, and it's usually done in a generic way. But when it comes to how this episode handled it, I thought it did it fairly well from a comedic standpoint. And as for everything else, yeah, it's just an okay episode. Like I would say, like it's a B.
All right. JT, what was yours?
Well, again, like I've specified, yes, this is a very funny episode. This is the most of comedy we're getting this season. Yes, this follows what the Saber Spark, that gender swap formula. And it is.
You said B, right?
Yes, I did.
All right. And then Wazy, what was yours?
I will give this episode. It's gonna be a B regardless, but I'm
Okay.
gonna give it a
I knew
C
it.
anyway.
I knew it. Yeah, I had a feeling yours were gonna be a C. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's the time to. I guess actually, I think we could probably all agree it goes right here. Yeah. The
Yes.
bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
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 Okay. All right. Moving on. 43. Oh yes, Xana's kissed.
Oh, here we go, baby.
Hey,
Here we
Oh
go.
boy.
I like how like we thought this was gonna get any better.
All right.
Oh man.
No.
I don't. Yeah. Who wants to start? Jay, you want to start? I feel like you're ready for this. All right.
Oh man,
go for it.
No. I gotta go after somebody, man.
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know how to start this. Like, it's
I'll actually start. I'll go.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
When it comes to this episode, man, looking at it from a serious standpoint, this episode is completely stupid.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Look, man, these writers, I don't know if they were just having a good night, a really, really good night with maybe like, I don't know, 4 bottles of beers stashed right at the floor.
Yes.
There was more than beer involved in writing.
Oh my god.
They were on this. They were probably on the same stuff as when the.
Man, it's like
the
you can
Golden
tell, man.
Dream.
The writers, they have fun writing this one. They
Yeah.
had so much fun writing this one, man.
Oh, definitely.
Because everything about this episode is just so completely stupid, but I love it for that. But like,
Yeah.
and also, there's so many iconic things, at least in my view, that happened here, man. It's like, again, the whole kissing thing with the drama between like from Lyoko Warriors, all of that was funny, man. I think my favorite part was when after the Spectre that was like dressed up as Yumi kissed Matthias, and then both Ulrich and William were telling Yumi off or calling her out. I thought that was hilarious. It's like, yo, the music was trying to make that seem like a sad moment. I didn't care. I was just laughing. And again,
He's
like,
glad he brushed his teeth that morning.
exactly.
Very iconic
And
line.
when Yumi tried to talk to William, and William just turned around and was like, love that so much. I love that. Again, like, there's so many hilarious scenes about this, but if you attempt to like look at the Xana attack a little bit seriously, I guess you can say this is kind of like, let's say, smart. It's like they're trying to like test the, let's say, the group relationships, like the emotional, like, let's say, strength of the Lyoko Warriors. To be like, hey, if all the people that you like are being kissed by, all these different people, how are you guys going to react? So I can't, like, I feel like Xana's mindset on this is that, okay, it's hard for me to destroy these guys physically. Like, we're 43 episodes in and I haven't destroyed them yet, no matter what I do. So I'm just gonna destroy them on the inside, and make them like disband and make them have issues with each other. So he's gonna like mentally and emotionally manipulate these guys. So he's essentially destroying them on the inside. I can say that's pretty smart. That's a really interesting concept that I think was being depicted in this episode. And the scene where Aelita in the Hermitage and you get the fake version of Jeremy, which, by the way, the first time I watched that episode, I was fooled.
Yeah,
like
same.
that. Even after that version of Jeremy kissed Aelita, the first time I saw that, even I didn't have an issue with that. I didn't think that was strange. Well, I did raise my eyebrow, but I didn't like question whether or not that was actually Jeremy.
Yeah, sorry, I had to stop. Just like because that was one of the things for me too. Such the ending of the episode really, really fooled me, and I like when a show does that to me. Because I'm like, I just have more respect for an episode like that, but
that's very true.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I mean, you should be sus after all, what's happened in the past 24 hours or so, to be like, wary of that after Jeremy kissing her. But it's just the way he like, it's just the way he like the comfort talking. Like, it really persuaded me to think that was Jeremy, man.
Like Jeremy, yo, yeah.
And so to see a clone later on, I'm like, oh shit, wait, what?
Exactly, man.
She would never kiss me like that.
Aelita knew because Jeremy
Never.
has no riz.
Yeah.
None.
Or if he. I'm gonna make this joke, but or if they had kissed before, that's just not the way he kisses. That's not Jeremy.
God.
Exactly, bro.
Okay.
That's some behavior right there.
Yeah.
Like, yo, the way that the Spectre version of Jeremy kissed Aelita, that's some odd behavior, because that's exactly what Odd did back in I think that episode was called Rock Bottom.
Honestly,
maybe, when he kissed Sam.
Now I just have more questions for Xana. Now I have more questions for Xana.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. What else?
What is there to question?
You know what? Don't worry about
What
it.
is there-
Never mind. I
That was
know.
last time. But
Yeah, never mind. Don't worry about
What is there to
it.
question for Xana? What is there to question for Xana in this episode? I mean, he's just experimenting with his sexuality. I'm proud of him.
Oh my god. Sure.
Oh my God.
I mean, we all know his
Staying
main.
with,
We all really know his main reason of like he. I think because there's been a few episodes where, or actually, there's been quite a few already, where the warriors bicker at each other, and Xana, is using this as a way to I've lost my train
Divide
of
and
thought.
conquer.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Yumi said, yeah. Well, what else about this episode?
Yeah. Continue.
Whatchamacall, like the Spectre. I also thought like the Spectre that obviously after the Spectre the intruder of Jeremy, like after it was revealed that that was a fake Jeremy, stuff like that, and the rest of the crew, like all of them, just completely like just dropped that Spectre on the ground. I thought that was cool. Like, yo, I like, and that's one of those things. I kind of wish we got more episodes where like all of them was fighting like that one Spectre. 'Cause I kind of, yeah, man. Like, I just wish that scene went a little bit longer because like I don't. It was just so cool to me to see that all of them just like trance upon that fake version of Jeremy. But as for like Odd, like let's say staying back and like dealing with that Spectre, and the Spectre was constantly like changing bodies and stuff like that. I thought that was really neat.
Okay, yeah.
So I was kind of disappointed that like we didn't necessarily see, because like we only saw the ending of it, but we didn't necessarily see the Spectre who was like Ulrich, right? I really wish you saw like the fake version of Ulrich fighting Odd, but no, we only got to see the end of it because like that looked to be really cool. But as for the Lyoko scenes, again, I thought those were all pretty fun for the most part. It's like there's two ways to look at this episode when it comes to tears, man. There's two ways, because if we're gonna look at it from a serious standpoint, this is. I was gonna say a B, but no, this is kind of like C tier. Because if like,
oh shit,
the only reason, from a serious standpoint, is probably a C tier, but from an enjoyable standpoint, this is S. This is S. This is S.
Okay. I'm confused. Continue.
It's not wrong.
No, I get it. Now it's just like I'm curious now what you rank it.
Right,
rank it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, since I care, but since I value my enjoyment, this is an S.
Oh my god.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Like seriously,
it is.
It really is. But I was gonna say one last thing. Even like taking off like the funny sort of mindset, I would still say this episode is iconic for like many different reasons when it comes to drama. Like you could tell, man, it's like when you really think about some of these relationships that the characters have when it comes to who they like, who they're best friends with and stuff like that, some of it can get really petty, and you can argue that all of this was pretty petty too, but this is still like iconic. Like if you were to ask somebody, hey, what are like the Lyoko warriors like, outside of Lyoko, like on the daily lives. Like if you were showing somebody Code Lyoko for the first time, I would show them this episode.
I wouldn't.
No, not this one. That's gotta be a joke.
Sorry. I'm sorry. No, I wasn't. I normally don't cut people off, but I wouldn't. But keep going.
I would honestly be interested to see their reaction if they were interested to see like how the characters were outside of Lyoko. I would just show them this episode. But that's pretty much what I have to say, man. I enjoyed this episode fully, 100%. There's not a single thing I would change about it.
Okay,
not a single thing.
I want to say that I agree. I definitely agree with you with the enjoyment throughout the episode. I did thought it was entertaining. I mean, I think it's definitely a very questionable plan by Xana, but it's actually a very good one, trying to get the group to fight each other. I think that was really the main point of the attack. But yeah, it was just such a silly and stupid episode, like you said, that made it really enjoyable. So I don't know where I'm gonna rank this yet. It's definitely it's between S and C, but I don't know. I'll see what everyone else says, and I'll probably have mine.
Could be anything.
Well, I was saying like A or B. No, I A or B, but I feel like most of the fandom is probably not on our side, Jay, but I thought I was the only one. I thought I was the only one who actually thought this was like a fun episode to watch, besides the all the kissing stuff. It was just a very funny, silly episode. Um, but now I'm ready to hear everyone else's. So JT, you go.
Okay. Uh, no.
Are you there?
Yes.
We're talking about Xana's kiss.
Okay. Oh, it's my turn to share.
Yeah, go ahead.
We should give him a bit.
Okay. Yes. So Xana's Kiss, or as I call the inspiration for Zombie Zoo and Miraculous. This was a, but when I, yeah, but you guys get clear. That's why also I like the Zombie Zoo and Miraculous. They're both stupidly silly. I love it. It's funny. These they're really testing the trust of the warriors with these very forced kiss, and it is very funny just because the comfort that Jeremy. I think a really nice, a nice heartfelt part was when Jeremy goes to Aelita at the Hermitage, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and adorable kiss on the cheek after that. Overall, it is so funny. It is a very hilarious concept. Kind of cliche, but it is hilarious. And again, it was the inspiration for Zombie Zoo on Miraculous. So I give it B. I wouldn't put it as S tier. It's a good B episode or light A tier.
Okay, I'll put you at B for now. Let's continue sharing. It is Flower's turn now.
It is my turn. Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
right before you start, sorry, I just want to tell Jory that he's here now. That we'll come back to you after everyone else goes. But we're talking about Xana's kiss currently.
Take your time.
But right now we're at Flower. So go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, Xana's Kiss is an episode I kind of have some mixed feelings on.
Really?
Yeah, on one hand, I really, really like Xana's plan here. This idea of like using like the Lyoko's personal lives to like kind of mess up their dynamic and make them all mad at each other. It's a very clever plan, and you even when he gets like he pretends to be Jeremy, and he talks to Aelita at the Hermitage, it shows how much Xana has learned. We are far from the days where he just had Yumi clone act very awkwardly and be like, "Not my parents," and now we have Jeremy, his version of Jeremy, spinning up this whole lot. Like he basically just reiterated what Jeremy had already figured out. The only misstep like Xana made was that he had Jeremy kiss Aelita, which means Xana figured out that Jeremy has a crush on Aelita, which like you could argue, well, anyone could figure that out, but like, nah, Xana figuring that out is significant. So like, he just didn't also realize that Jeremy's too chicken to actually kiss her like that or be so forward. But yeah, is this, since I'm going purely off memory, is this the episode where we have Odd fight like the specter that's left behind while everyone else goes to Lyoko, and then he's like, "Come on, Xana, turn into something tough," and then like, "No, turn into something super weak," and then Xana turns into a version of Odd.
Yes.
Yes, he does.
Yep.
That was great. That was so good. It like Xana just owned Odd without saying anything.
I love it.
So funny.
It was so good. I love it. And I think doesn't he also then have the Odd Spectre, like, because Xana beats up the real Odd, and doesn't he then show up as with the clone to like trick the warriors, or is that a different
That's Revelations.
Yeah, okay. So, okay. I knew it happened in Revelations. It doesn't also happen in
Yeah,
this
that's
episode.
later.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No,
I
you're
remember
good.
this show really well, but not perfect. But, my big issue, though, is just how long it takes the Warriors to figure this out. Like,
yeah.
It kind of almost highlights, I don't think it's intentional, but it kind of highlights how very insecure they are when like their first thought when they see like Jeremy kissing Heidi Klinger is that Jeremy is cheating on Heidi, like even though like, he's basically going out with Heidi despite knowing that Odd's also into her, but like if you think about this objectively, Jeremy's not the kind of person to do something like that. Even if even if he genuinely had a crush on Heidi, he wouldn't just her like that. Like I get that the LW they weren't anticipating this specific attack because Xana's never quite done something like this before, but like and yeah, they literally saw in front of their own eyes, like, dude, why did you do that? I thought we were friends. And Jeremy's like, well, I didn't kiss Heidi, what?
Yeah.
And
more slaps coming.
And later on, after Jeremy has this knowledge that like apparently Odd saw him kissing Heidi, even though that didn't happen, he has that exchange with Yumi too, because Yumi apparently kissed Matthias Burrell, and she's like, well, I mean, apparently I did, but I didn't do it. And they have that exchange. So by the time in this episode, but I kind of think it shows an ugly side, but it's also kind of like, guys, you should know that. You should have enough to figure what's really happening here. You shouldn't be blowing up at each other like this so quickly. Like, I get what you saw, but you know that Xana can trick you into seeing things that aren't real. So, like, that's why I have mixed feelings, because on one hand, the Xana attack here is very clever, but on the other, it's like it takes the LW so long to figure this out, and then they get mad at each other and they fight. I'm glad Jay thinks it's funny. I'm glad you appreciate it, but I'm just like, ugh, guys.
Yeah. If you look at it from a serious standpoint, like all of this is like really petty. Like
yeah,
I'm just looking at it from the
petty.
humor.
It is.
Yeah.
I agree entirely.
It's very, very much like paranoia and just like pettiness, and it's like, guys.
Mm-hmm.
They do eventually figure it out, and like,
Man,
it just takes. Yeah.
I don't know if it's because they're younger, they're kids, and yeah, like what you said about the insecurity and.
I am normally on the stance of I normally get into when I get into arguments of defending the Warriors. I'm like, well, they're kids, of course they're gonna make mistakes. But I feel like in this specific situation, considering what they've dealt with at this point and all the lore, I feel like they should have figured this out sooner.
No, I can agree with that too, because yeah, it's all Xana does this for a long time, and when you have everyone arguing at each other, like, no, I didn't do this, and then later it's that person, and they're like, why? Oh, you did this because they get back at me, like, it's just that's when you start to question it.
Like what you know Xana can possess people. Like,
yeah.
when your first thought might be, well, wow, Jeremy just kissed Heidi Klinger on the
You know
lips.
what?
That is wildly out of character for him. Did he just get possessed by Xana? Is he sick or something?
Yeah, they could have.
I can't believe Jeremy betrayed my trust like this. Like,
I know.
that is
it's so
what?
you know Jeremy wouldn't, or like any of them, especially Jeremy, would do something like that. And I think like they probably definitely should have thought something like that. But this is actually, I think, the first episode of a polymorphic Spectre.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
I understand
is.
that. I do understand they haven't dealt with a polymorphic Spectre before. That, like, that's not going to be their first conclusion. I get that, but at the same time,
They
like,
still
they
could've been,
should have
like,
figured
sus,
out Xana was up to something
Yeah.
sooner than they did.
True.
Instead of all this petty fighting and whatnot.
Yeah.
Once they figure it out, though, the episode's pretty good. It's very fun times with the polymorphic Spectre and whatnot. Aelita outing the fake Jeremy, and even at the end, the kiss of like Alita's like, yeah, let me try something. Kisses Jeremy, watches him freeze. I knew it. It's a very iconic.
That was pretty.
Oh, I forgot to talk about that. Oh,
Wait, what was that? Sorry,
Yeah.
I missed
The
it.
ending.
No, the last scene.
The end of the
What
episode
was the last scene?
where
The
Aelita proves Jeremy has no riz, but go on. Sorry.
yeah,
Team
basically,
Jeremina for life.
Aelita kisses Jeremy.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
that.
lips,
Yeah.
and he freezes up, and then he
Yeah,
just,
he
kinda
just stays there.
And Odd's just
Team
like,
Jeremina for life.
Odd's like, I sure hope Xana doesn't attack for a
Yeah.
while because Jeremy needs time to recover.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's another good
That was
joke
very
there.
good.
Yeah.
Another
no.
iconic odd moment.
Man, there's some
we
good
aren't
lines in
at
that
ranks
episode.
yet. Right now, I'm thinking B, just because it's a good episode, but the drama is so
Yeah.
petty. It's so petty.
I have-
Come
I-
on, guys.
I might, yeah, because for me it's somewhere like A or B, but I could probably B might be okay.
Yeah.
Colton.
Yeah, this episode. Oh boy, I got multiple things to say about this sucker. Well, first of all,
Woo!
I have a headcanon.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna rewind back to episode 24, Ghost Channel, for a second, because Jeremy says, like, Jeremy's obviously trying to prove to Yumi or Kanad, like, that's I'm the real Jeremy, and he's not
coming?
me. And he's like,
Okay.
I've told you why, because he's not infallible. Xana's knowledge of people is only approximative.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure Xana heard that, and it hit him in his heart.
I'm under control.
And because this dude decided, okay, you know what? All right, that's how it's going to be, you jackass.
And I
Fine.
took that personally.
Yeah, he took it personally, and then he started going on the internet. All right, how do I divide these
He
Ryoko
searched up
warriors?
just a bunch of fucking Disney Channel shit. He was like, how to Disney Channel.
That's also a thing where I think Flower mentioned something about it, but like I don't know why, but like it feels like as if that Xana. I don't know if this is a headcanon or not, but like I feel like Xana probably spies on the Ryoko warriors.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah.
I think he
That's
does.
my headcanon.
He
I
definitely
think he
does.
does. I think
Yeah.
he's
There's a good
like,
chance that's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
canon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wish it was true though. I wish we had some sort of some proof that was the case, really, because people label Xana as a computer virus. Oh well, that's some spyware then, right?
Yeah, I mean, Xana has
I
some.
see him as like, you
Xana
know how
had-
in Samurai Jack, you know how like Aku's always like just watching from the sky, like just like watching Samurai Jack on his like Fire TV or whatever. That's how I always imagine that it goes down.
Feel that. Yeah.
But I mean, there's been moments where
Sure.
Xana like Xana's definitely watching, listening, because there's when something goes wrong or something doesn't go the Warriors' way, that's when Xana is like takes advantage of it. So there's instances where we can like connect to make that kind of like the headcanon.
Yeah.
But Colton, continue.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna mention. Yeah, Xana is really learning, and you can tell because Flower mentioned like controlling Yumi in episode 7, where he goes, "Not my parents." And so then we get to like episode 43 now, and he seems to have a lot more riz on him and whatnot. So it's whatever he's doing, it's working. I don't know if it's because of the return to the past, causing him to like gain more riz or whatever. like it just ups his charisma points.
Fucking Riz.
That's part of
Riz
it,
to the
yeah.
past.
And you can definitely tell that he is, and you can definitely tell he's learning because Odd, in this episode, points out like, oh, there's no way that, like, obviously that's not us because like he can't control us. Referencing back to episode 41 when Xana tried to take over Odd and Orc but failed, but he managed to take over Germany because he didn't go to Lyoko.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
obviously you can, and then obviously later on you can throw this out the window because eventually he is able to take control of them. So obviously he's getting more powerful. So
Yeah. That's true.
yeah. So about this episode, I've just been talking about Xana this whole entire time.
Well, I mean, this is called
he's
Xana's
a
Kiss,
cool
so I
dude.
suppose that is thematic, you know?
Oh, the funny thing is that apparently they've like tried. This episode has had like multiple names thrown out, like Enemy Within, Divide and Conquer, and My Best Enemy. Or
Really?
a few of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Xana's Kiss is the best title, I think, for this episode.
Yeah, because it really just
Yeah.
is him just being horny on main when you really get down to it.
Yeah, Xana's Kiss.
This episode is weird.
No, he's using a bunch of different faces. He's being incognito. He's not horny on me.
Code.
This is horny. This is
Being
horny
like
on main.
Lila Rosie or Cersei, very different.
The Ryoko scenes. Did they matter?
What happened? What were the
I can't
Lyoko scenes?
remember that.
Yeah, I know. I'll go. I can pull it up. I got all the episodes here. Because now I can't remember the last episodes either. It's a lot of skim through them. Let's see. Oh wait a minute. Oh no, we already talked about that. Oh God, Hornets. All right, B.
I'm surprised it was only a B.
Oh yeah. Wait. Did I
I
say?
know.
Did
Because I
everyone
said
say
A
what
or
they
B,
wanted
so
to
like.
say?
Oh no, not yet, not yet. Colton, was that it?
Okay.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
I guess it's it. 'Cause-
Once I find the Lyoko stuff, but yeah.
yeah, I'm looking at. I'm looking for it, but I cannot find
It's like
anything for it
casual.
here.
Yeah, it's just casual, like your casual fighting
Oh,
stuff on the.
there's one thing I want to say though. One thing I'm not really the biggest fan of when it comes to like what these episodes tend to do on Lyoko scenes. They tend to reuse some like actual like fight scenes from previous Lyoko episodes and stuff like that.
That's
Because like
true.
the
What
first
show do
person,
you think you're watching?
Well,
They don't have a
Dude.
good budget here.
like I feel like I've seen I feel like I've seen.
You have.
I was gonna say, man, I feel like I've seen that scene of Ulrich in the first person view, like holding this sword, like trying to like deflect the lasers from the Hornets like a million times at this point.
You
Yeah,
have.
yeah, you
Because
have.
you have.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
not just you.
It's
Dude,
cool.
What
this is
show do you
It's
totally
cool the first
going
time.
not miraculous.
What do you think you were watching? A
God.
show with a budget?
Exactly.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
this is
what
why
are you
Code
watching?
Lyoko was never good.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Nah, you're right. It's time to admit. But
Yeah,
need
we
to
always
post.
do that. That's why I could tolerate miraculous so much.
Oh man. But I
anything
think
more, Colton? Go ahead. Oh, sorry.
no. I was just gonna add with like the. Yeah, nothing crazy on Lyoko. It's just your. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
bad Lyoko scenes. It's just the casual like getting through the obstacles to get to the tower and help Alita being possessed by the Schizozoa.
The Schizozoa, shows up.
There's
Wow.
actually one more thing.
All-
There's actually one more thing I wanted to mention is that like Odd says in this episode, like, "Oh, I've dated all the girls in Year 8 except for Heidi Cleaner," and I'm like, "What?
No,
You've
it's
dated
not all
all
of
of
the
them?
girls except for Eileen and Sissy.
That's." Oh, like I think Odd
And
would
Lila
make
Rosie.
a good contestant on The Bachelor.
You know what? I think I ought to make a good contestant on what's his name? Chris Hansen, is that his name?
Oh my god.
Oh, the cat's
Oh
predator,
my
right?
god, that's the wrong. Yeah, that's the wrong one. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh God, no.
I'm not saying that he swings that way because he did say like million to me every time young, but he's not exactly the best person. Let's be real.
No, he's not. No,
I
If
mean,
there's someone who
he's
needs
a
upgrades, Rich
teenager dating around. He's like, it's not the greatest. I don't deny that, but like, he's like 13
The only
at
love
this
for
time.
Odd in his life
So?
is Samantha. That's it.
I'm not giving him a pass. He's an asshole.
Everyone's
mean,
an asshole in
he
this
is-
series.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone is. Like, a lot of the thing about Code Lyoko.
Hold on,
like, they're
Eileen's
kids
not an asshole.
figuring stuff.
Yeah,
she has her
not. Yeah,
moments.
Leah
Well,
is the
well,
marionette of the show. She's.
I mean,
She
she
has
definitely
her
becomes an
moment.
asshole later in the other show.
Oh god.
No one. in
But
this
even
show
then,
is
she
safe.
has their moments. Yeah. Because one of the biggest things, and both one of the best factors and arguably the worst about Code Lyoko is that it represents kids really well in that, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, but kids
Yeah?
suck because they're figuring things out. You know? Like,
Yeah, that's
Indeed.
you say that in the
Yeah.
best way possible, huh?
Yeah.
You say it to the
Like-
child. You say that to the child psychologist.
Yes.
Ulrich has a
I don't
Chad.
know.
Yeah,
Ulrich
like
actually has a
that.
Chad
All
move
he
in
needs
Lyoko.
is, again, the psychologist would have really helped.
Oh god, I'm sorry. I don't mean it like that.
I know you
but
don't.
It's like, yeah.
Give me a kiss from
It's
Fine.
okay. It's
What
alright.
did
It's
I
alright.
do?
I got you.
Yeah.
You're fine. You're fine.
I had to point out.
Here's a-
I had to point out Ulrich's Chad move that I sent in the chat and the stream, but he runs away as he's running away from a hornet and a tarantula. He's just sprinting.
Oh.
He takes a big step. He actually causes some cracks, and then he just yeets all the way to the other side to save Alita. That was pretty clutch.
Oh,
wait,
that was
this
a good
was-
animation
Yeah,
moment.
you can do a
Super
jump,
sprint jump.
apparently.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that jump he did was so cool to me when I first saw that. Yo, I really love that move too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he has
Wait,
his,
you
he
mean
has
you
his Chad
don't
moments.
remember it from episode 31?
I have to remember.
Dude,
I'm
I don't
kidding.
even
I'm
follow
kidding.
this show's canon.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Like, you're joking, right?
Yeah, no, I am joking.
Oh, by the way, there's another scene that I loved is that after Yumi and Odd and Yumi were devirtualized, where they were in the factory and they were dealing with the Spectre version of Yumi.
Yeah.
I love that switch up they did where Odd was like 1, 2, 3, yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Where they,
Yeah.
just,
Yeah,
where they both
that
swing
is
around
nice.
and punch. That was great,
Yeah.
like, teamwork,
Yeah.
honestly.
It really was, man.
Yeah, they have it's rare, but they kind of have a couple of those actually. Sorry.
No, sorry, go ahead.
I said, Auric, Odd, and Yumi have a couple of those moments throughout the show. It's not a lot, but when they do, it's pretty cool.
The best version of it is
Yep.
in Music
Yep.
Pursue the Savage Beast.
I knew it.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
The
we're-
best
we're- that will be in
Odd and Yumi
2024.
dynamic.
Yeah, 2020.
Yep.
Yeah, next year.
Odd and Yumi dynamic can be very, very fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one is a nice example of it.
Yeah, for sure. And then what you
think
were talking
there's,
about, Jay. Sorry, I just like to switch up with the poly specter at the end, just like switching it up like each time. I think he goes from Yumi or Odd to Yumi, and I don't know if he does Jeremy, but it's just the fight becomes more entertaining with the first poly specter near the end. See how they were able to tackle it for the first time.
Yeah.
But Colton, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say there's one more fact here. So this is the second time that Nicholas and Herb have fought in the episode,
Oh, yeah?
and the last time, last time they fought was in the Chips Are Down.
Yeah, that's right. You don't get a lot of those either.
And I feel bad.
Do it to him.
And I
Sorry,
feel
go
bad.
I'm sorry, but I think it's season 1 specifically where they have actually there happens a couple like they'll have little like nicks at each other, but like I'm sorry, but Nicholas is he takes it too much. He takes it too far because he goes in and punches her like a couple times.
That's mean.
Hey,
I was
do
like,
it again.
Nicholas is kind of an asshole, let's be real.
He's like,
Yeah, they're
What-
they're
You wanna say that again?
How dare you? I'm sorry.
Here's a breathtaking experience.
you in the face, yeah.
That wasn't a terrible Nicholas impression.
I just made him sound like
That's
Hugo
actually a
Bridge
spot on
Tristan.
impression, if you ask me.
I think Wade is a little better, but like A1's was pretty close too.
It's about the nasal.
What's a thing that he said? Oh yeah,
We want our money back.
That's the
We
icon.
want
Yeah, I
our
was
money
thinking.
Oh.
Yeah, that was spot on right there. That was
thank
good.
you. It's because it's fucking stuck in my head forever.
Yeah, that's close to Matt Getsky's performance. I will say that much.
Wait, Matthew does that?
Yep. Yes, he does.
Yeah, he does.
You're shitting me.
You
He
didn't
does
know
two. He does a deep voice and a high
Nah, he
voice.
does.
No,
He
I
does
did not know that
Nicholas
he was
and-
that he
Yep.
was also
And
Yeah.
Nicholas.
And then William.
He shared it in
This
Lyoko
show has
Decoded.
a
So I know we're getting a
very
little
I know
small
I know
cast.
William is Jim. I know that.
No, I was gonna say
There's
no,
only
no, no.
seven
I was gonna
voices.
say Herb. He also does Herb.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
He does her too? I
Yeah.
thought just Nicholas.
No.
Nah, he doesn't
No.
both.
I said no. David Gassman does William, Jim, and Herb, and then Matthew Getsy
Yeah, Matt
does
does Nicholas and
Odd and Nicholas. Yeah. But I think
Yeah.
it's cool that David has a little bit of range too with Herb.
Yeah, that's why I
Sorry.
wanted to be on Infinity Train to do the voice of.
That just proves you're a waymo.
But anyways, back. Yeah,
did you? I'm sorry. Did you really just unironically call someone a lameo?
That's what Herb did.
That's what I needed
Yeah,
when he
that's
was
what he-
also
That's what
a total lame-o.
Like,
No,
I'm sorry.
timing
Are we
of
back
that
in?
was really
Are we back
bad.
in fucking grade school?
yeah.
Yes.
No, he was quoting.
We're talking about
That's
poor
what
Lyoko.
it
We're
was.
back in grade school,
Oh, okay. Now it's
Yeah, he was quoting Herb,
Yeah,
but the
yeah,
timing was amazing.
Oh, okay.
Who says Waymo? Apparently Herb does.
Yeah,
Who's
Herb
this
does.
lame-o?
Yeah, I mean, he is one to say that. Fits. All right. We need to get to one more person. That's Wazy.
Also me, but
Oh
Wazy
right,
goes
sorry.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
he's still here.
it's
by
okay.
the
I'll
way.
just cry in the corner.
All right.
For God.
Have fun.
That's for true.
This is we all get what we deserve. But oh God.
Oh my God.
Anyway. Oh my God.
the
Okay.
hell was that?
Xana's kiss.
Yeah.
Xana's kiss.
That's
You
the name
see,
of the episode.
This episode is honestly and truly speaking some of the worst of Code Lyok's relationship drama
Yeah, I have to agree.
like
There.
in
It
the
is.
entire franchise. Like, no, okay, no, hold up. An Evolution episode does do it worse, and if we get to Evolution, we'll get to that. But Xana's kiss is really, really bad too.
I would still show
What
the
back-to-back
newcomers.
episodes these are?
Stop it.
Yeah. So I'll admit, as a kid, because I remember watching Xana's Kiss as a kid and as a teenager and as an adult. And as a kid and a teen, this was a great episode. It was so dramatic. It was they were kissing each other. It was crazy. As an adult, as someone who as someone who I guess has grown up and looks at this episode. Yeah, this
As if
episode
you
is
have.
petty ass. Yes, shockingly. But this episode is petty as fuck. Honestly and truly speaking, as Flower said, it takes way too long for them to figure this out.
Including
And just
Jeremy,
in
who's
general-
close to 10,000 IQ.
In general, it's a lot of he said, she said, and I get it. They're kids, they're doing their thing, but it's kind of annoying.
Well,
to
them, yeah, well, I mean,
watch,
like them
honestly,
doing their thing is annoying the shit out of all of us.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's really, really bad at all. But and
That's how we
actually,
have to
no,
really
another
kid
thing.
show.
Before I move on, another thing I should point out as well, and like I'm the type of person to like defend that. Oh, the emotion, and oh wait, no, this was a really funny episode. No, not this one, not at all. It's bad. It's just bad. And honestly and truly speaking, the only thing stopping me from giving it an outright D is the fact that at the very least it does advance things a little bit. We get polymorphic specters for the first time. That's about it. We get polymorphic specters for the first time. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. It has its moments with, I'll admit, Aelita being like, not the I knew Jeremy wouldn't kiss me like that. That, in general, is fun, but still a little corny. Not
Pretty
as
cool,
bad
though.
as the other. Not as bad as the other bickering in this episode, but it is a little corny. Like, even for my taste, which is saying something. Yeah, no. But I'll admit, it does come around in the end with the Aelita kissing Jeremy and him being frozen scene is funny. I'll give it that. I'll give it that. It does come back around. It does have its fun. And it does have its moments like, yeah, Odd and Yumi is really fun. Ulrich has some moments on Lyoko. That's cool. But for the most part, Xana's Kiss is not a good episode.
I'm surprised, though, that you would almost give it a D, though. I'm actually surprised.
Nah, I would. It has its moments. Like, again, Matthias Burrell, I'm glad I brushed my teeth this morning.
That won't save it.
Funny, but then it's followed up with the awful Ulrich Yumi William relationship drama, and it's just like, I'm shocked they didn't drag Sissy into this mess.
Yeah, right? Yeah, what the heck? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's bad. It's real bad. I can't. I just can't. Xana's Kiss is a terrible episode, but yeah.
This has to be the catalyst for why Jeremy eventually made his clone that had Riz all
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
The early stages of that clone
This,
is great stuff.
this is the episode
Yeah,
that caused
exactly.
But
hmm
anything else? Are we good?
Trash.
Yes, sir.
Continue.
All right,
Okay
we
then.
can't
Alright.
give stuff a T.
Jory, let's do it.
What's up?
Your,
Okay.
your thoughts.
Oh, it's
And then
oh
we'll
my
rank.
god! It's already no turn. It's mine.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm opening Yu-Gi-Oh cards while I was listening to everybody.
Oh.
Okay. So, yeah, Xana's Kiss.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm in general agreement. One of the biggest criticisms that I have of Code Lyoko and of just the entire series in general, and I'm pretty sure this will extend into fucking Revelations if we ever get to it, is that they have some of the well, you don't know anyway.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Is that they have some of the worst communication I have ever seen in a team, like ever.
Yeah.
I mean, like genuinely, like some of the shit that they just miss is just pure common sense, and every time they do, it makes me want to rip out every single skin cell in my body, just like, just like scream in agony, like, hey, like why? Genuinely, like, stop! I'm so over this shit. Like
That is precise. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. That is precisely why, if Koeko happened in 2023, then they would have way more communication because they would have a Discord server. Okay, they'd be talking to each other.
I mean, they have.
You see this shit that
Cell
Xana
phones.
tried to do?
Whatever. I mean, okay, but like, okay. So here's the thing. I loved a lot about this episode. All that bullshit, the miscommunication, whatever, all that sucked. There were a few things about this episode that I did really enjoy. First of all, I actually did like slightly the part where William came in and actually gave Ulrich a heads up that like Yumi kissed like another guy.
I love that too, yo. I love that too.
I kind of liked the kind of like bro code that they had. I don't know if that's considered like toxic masculinity or not, but like I know that
It
the
is
two of them are butting heads over Yumi. But I like that even though that they are like butting heads over Yumi's affection, that he like is like, hey, just a heads up, I saw like our crush like just make out with someone. Is that weird to you? Like, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Um,
Why would you? I mean,
Ulrich and William continuing to prove they'd be best friends without Yumi's existence.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what? That's actually like, it's kind of cool that he would go out of his way to do that. I don't know. But and then I also like just like I forgot who said this, but like the when the clone turned into when Flower said that like when the clone turned into Odd, when Odd was like turned into a wimp or something, that genuinely I watched this. I'm rewatching this with a friend. That made me fall out of my chair. I totally forgot that was that episode. I love that so much. That was like Xana's got a sense of humor. Like I love that. I love when bad guys are just like dicks with a sense of humor. Like Handsome Jack from Borderlands is a great example of this. He's one of my favorites just because he's got a sense of humor and he's also terrifying. I love when villains enhance that kind of side about them, and Xana's got that whenever he chooses to. I also loved it when like Ulrich and when Odd and Yumi did the whole like 1-2 and then they both sucker punched the clone in the face. Like that was just like really solid teamwork. I love that. I really liked how like Alita she kisses like when fake Jeremy kisses her, she instantly is like, the real Jeremy would never kiss me like that. She immediately knew that like Jeremy would never ever go past her boundaries like that, which is really, really like, it just shows something that like the two understand each other on a deep relationship like that. I don't think it's the case of where like she assumes that Jeremy wouldn't have the balls to do it. I think it's the case that she knows that Jeremy would never pass her boundaries and just kiss her without like, just suddenly or without like asking or anything like that. Like he's very like permissible, and he wouldn't like jump the gun and do that without some kind of like indication or like body language hint or something like that. He's not the kind of person to do that. And I think it's really cool that it shows that the two of them have that kind of like tight bond together. It's really cool. And I did also really like the end where Aelita's like makes out with Jeremy at the end and they kiss, and it's like, yeah, pretty much just showing their boyfriend and girlfriend. I love that. I 98% love that. The other 2% of me is bitter because they could just do the fucking same thing with Yumi and Ulrich and they just refuse not to. And I'm just like, fucking come on. So, yeah, this is definitely not an A episode. This is not an S. But I don't think it's worthy of a C. I don't think it's nearly as bad as like, that episode, Itch Who Shall Not Be Named. I would say it's a low B for me personally.
Okay. All right, so I'll put that in there. Okay. I will say B as well. J-Man, you gave it an S, right?
Oh yeah, for when it comes to enjoyment levels, which is what I'm basing it on. Yeah, it's an S. Love it.
Okay, all right. I'll push it down for S. I mean, I agree with the enjoyment factor for sure, but there's a good balance.
Reality.
No, well, for me,
reality.
Well, I know. Well, for me, no. I want to just I'm telling you, like, I enjoy this episode a lot more than most people because there's a lot of good stuff in this episode that balance out with the bad stuff. So that's why I give it a B in the middle. But yeah, for sure. Flower said B, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Colton, yours was B too, right? Oh, he's muted. Thanks for the caps.
He says yes.
I'm triggered.
The ocean says yes.
And then Wazy said C, right?
No, well, yes, I said C because even though the Lyoko Warriors don't have it, it stands for communication.
Thanks for the first pun of the stream for that, actually.
You're welcome.
All right, C. All right, so an S and a C. Well, I think it's gonna be still somewhere in the B, right?
Yeah.
An S and a C cancel out. Is that count? I don't know. But where do we want to? Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Now, where do we want to put it, everybody?
B.
Like right there?
Seems like. Hold on.
It's between Final Mix and
excuse me. Sorry.
What's everyone's thoughts?
Personally,
where do we want to put it?
I'd put it below. Well, no.
I know. See,
yeah.
I know. I think for me personally, I put it in front of a Fine Mess. I thought it was a more. They're both fun episodes, but I think it was more. It's not fun to watch the Lyoko Warriors like be stupid, but it was. It's just a funny. It's just another fun episode.
Fucking infuriating. Is that the word?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like care too much. Like, it's kind of annoying to see, and like, why haven't they figured this out already? But besides that, everything else was pretty fun about it. But I don't know.
Terrible relationship drama
Jay,
or
Flower?
poorly aged episode choices.
What?
Yeah, where do y'all think this episode should be in the B tier? I have it right now. It's in front of.
I think it's better than A Fine Mess.
Mm-hmm. And that.
Oh,
what about the others?
I need to reset my stream because I don't see A Fine Mess in the actual ranking yet.
Is your stream paused?
Honestly, I think I like it exactly where you have it, Cam.
Okay.
I see it. Yeah, I think it should be above, a step above A Fine Mess. It's better than A Fine Mess,
I can agree.
Yeah, because I know Wazy wants it C or lower, but then when you have A Fine Mess right there, it's like it has to be. I don't know, unless you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
actually,
think Final Mix is better than this episode.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like everything in B is good. That's why we put A Fine Mess at the bottom of B, and then now it's like, well, I think I guess we all agree that Xana's Kiss is still above A Fine Mess, though. But there we
Yes.
go. I don't think we ever got. Yeah. Oh well. All right. Episode number 3. We're doing good so far. It's now time for Vertigo. Episode 44.
Ooh, boy.
Ooh, interesting. Vertigo.
Ulrich's fear of
Let me
heights.
actually look up everything that happens in that episode.
This
Give me
is
1
where
second.
I'll just give you a little summary of Xana's attack. So this is what
Vertigo.
Ulrich's fear of heights come into play, and Xana possesses Ilea's favorite animal, the wolf, and duplicates them.
Oh yeah.
in the forest.
Oh, that's right.
They find out eventually that only one, or like most of them, were like fake wolves. I think only 3 are real, something like that. But that's all I can remember off the top of my head, so I'm gonna have to open up the episode here. And let's see. Vertigo. Oh yeah, the gym class scene with William, right?
Yeah.
Where they're doing the rock climbing bit. Oh man, that's gotta hurt, man. He landed on his freaking spine. Yes. He goes off to brood in the woods.
Correct.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know. Jeremy and Ileana. Yeah, that's the description is pretty. Not that much to say. They have it starts out with Lyoko. I kind of like the episodes that start out with Lyoko off the top. I just think it's fun. I think it's just a lot of fun.
Like they're always doing this, and you know.
Yeah, especially
cool.
around this time of like their fight with Xana. They're in Sector 5 too. It starts out. Oh, and Odd gets to virtualize right before he's able to. Well, he is able to hit the key, but he like to virtualize as he's like on his way. That's a fun
that
scene.
one is cool.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
yeah, that
cool.
one's
Where,
cool.
where he gives the key a high five before he gets
that's this
virtualized.
one.
That's pretty awesome.
I wonder what they're retrieving here. I think that they're just trying to retrieve more info about Franz Hopper or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they're trying to get something for the antivirus program.
Okay. And then they have a Manta fight. I mean, that's a good start to an episode though.
Yeah, we love fighting mantas. They're annoying, you know. It's
Oh
always good
man,
to see them
Ulrich
blow
throws
up.
his sword
Wait,
with
that's this episode? Go on.
Ulrich does this. Okay, I gotta give you a timestamp, but oh my god, how that? I feel like that would hurt. So
I'm surprised that Vertigo is the invisible episode too. Like,
I
yeah,
constantly forget that too. That because they're so wildly different plot lines.
yeah, exactly.
okay, so at 4:27, paste it in the stream. At 4:27, Ulrich does this crazy move with the sword, and I'm like, ow, that's gotta hurt, man. I mean, it's a sick move, but okay, it works.
Or does like overhead shots with his fucking. Like he'll
As
be okay.
one does.
He's a Chad. Another Chad move.
Exactly.
Man, how do they not know that creepers aren't they supposed to be not quiet? That one snuck up on them. Oh, creeper. Oh man.
No.
How did I forget that?
Pew.
God damn it.
How did I forget that?
See, I thought it, but I'm like, no, it's not 2018. And then,
Yeah. Welcome back.
who goes there?
You're gonna have to mute though, because there's a lot of background
Yeah,
noise.
still a little.
JT,
Just.
JT.
Yes.
You're gonna have to mute though, because you have too much
Hold on.
noise in the back. Unless you go to a different room.
Sorry.
Sure, I'll mute you.
I'll wait. I'm just skimming through the episode.
What episode are we on? You
Like
guys always
Vertigo.
stream when I'm having dinner with my family. That's the problem.
Are you
And
Ew.
at
remember what happened
home?
in this
Are you
episode?
at home?
No, I'm done eating. I'm done
Okay.
eating. I'm
Can
just
you
waiting.
go to
Can you
a?
go somewhere quiet
Yeah.
or mute
I am.
until?
I am. I am.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. So we're
Yeah.
on Vertigo. The
Oh yeah,
Vertigo.
Auric.
the ode to Alfred Hitchcock. I give it. I give that an A.
Okay,
Oh.
we haven't gone over it yet. We
Right
just
in.
started, but yeah. Um,
Oh well.
we're just
Look,
trying.
that's my score because I
Okay.
like the ode to Alfred Hitchcock. I like that Ulrich reveals kind of
What are
the
you saying?
issue he has. He has Virgo, and I think bring to attention a real issue people have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll come back to you if you have any more to say. But I'll put your rank in. I'll record your rank right now.
Yeah.
I guess Jory, we'll start with you again, just because you're on the top. So
Okay.
let's go.
Sure. Okay. So, in terms of this one, I do think that it kind of explores, like Ulrich's kind of vertigo fear. I think it has been hinted at a couple of times in season 2, but never fully
Yes.
explained. I will say it's a little strange that he's able to do the jump, down, like grab the rope, jump down the thingy. I know that that in the prequel episode that they show that he's a little scared, when he goes down the rope, jumping from the top of the steps in the factory to the elevator. But I find it strange that he's still able to do that even with the vertigo. I mean, I figured I guess he gets used to it, but like still, like that's still a pretty steep jump. But I mean, I don't know. Regardless, but I don't know. I do like the attack. I do like it when Aelita has to go it solo. She always has some pretty solid contributions when she does. I like it when and I do like the parallels that some episodes draw on when it gets to have Xana focus on like, oh, Xana's parallel to the wolf. Like, it's interesting to me because it's a really strange comparison. Like when you think of Xana, like the last thing I think of is an animal, but for some reason the show always has like this comparison that Xana's like counterpart or like spiritual essence or something like that is that of a wolf, or like not like spiritual essence, I shouldn't say that, I'm not sure what the right word is. Like there's some kind of like writer's connection between the wolf, specifically like a black wolf. I think that's an animal classification, like specifically like a black wolf and Xana. But the wolves also specify the CIA or the Men in Black or whatever. Or maybe Xana's wolf is brown. I don't really exactly remember, but regardless, Xana is definitely symbolized by a wolf in a lot of personifications. And it's interesting because, like, does it mean that Xana is the wolf, or is it just that Aelita personifies all of her fears as wolves because of the background with her and Mr. Puck? It gives a lot of, like, there's a lot deeper things to think about than just Lyoko supercomputers stopping,
Hold
stopping
on.
Xana, and what?
I feel like I need to correct you on something because
Go
the
ahead.
wolves specifically in this episode are not used for Aelita. It's used for Ulrich, Odd, and Yumi.
No, I know that,
But, yeah.
but I'm just saying that, like, he chooses the wolves, and like it's been brought up before that the wolves are representation, and there are future episodes where he does specifically choose to go as a wolf to attack Aelita. I know that's not now, but it does happen later, and
Okay.
there are cases where he does turn into a wolf specifically to go after her, and I just figured
Okay.
that'd be important.
Nah. I get you. I just wanted to correct that because it felt like you were leaning more towards specifically that it was like for Aelita. I'm like, yeah.
Oh no, I,
But
I
yeah,
apologize.
sorry.
I
Yeah.
apologize.
Nah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Just looking through the Lyoko stuff, I did like, it's always good to see them kicking Manta ass. I hate those fucking things. It's always so annoying. It's always like, oh my god, the answers to everything are right there. Oh, oops. Xana can just spawn infinite bad guys, infinite bodyguards over and over. Um, Oh yeah, this is also. Oh my god, I've totally forgot. This is the episode where Aelita becomes invisible.
Yeah.
I love the I love the part where Aelita just like walks into Jeremy's room and Aelita's like Jeremy and Jeremy's like, where are you? And she's like right in front of you. And it's like I can't feel it. And he puts his hands out. She's like, hey, and I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing.
I just don't remember that happening. I can't. I'm trying to. I haven't even got. I haven't even found that part yet. But yeah.
It's on the wiki. Just control F.
No, yeah. I'm just like skimming through the episode. I'm like, oh, there we go. There's the hand. Oh, it's the sis. That's the. Okay, I'm remembering the sissy scene. That is this episode.
Yeah, she vanishes while Sissy's
That's the best.
just
Yeah, I love that part.
Not shutting the fuck up.
Yeah.
And I just think that's also funny. But yeah, I mean, like it's nothing really major happens. I think this is just another one of those like kind of filler episodes, but it does give some character development to Ulrich and to some minor extent Aelita, which is always nice. And we get to see the Schizozoa fuck up as usual, so it's always nice to see that thing just be like, oh man, you guys all go away now.
You had one job.
Xana is literally just like the devil from Cuphead, like, I am very disappointed in you.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, master.
But yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's a solid upper C tier, lower B tier episode. Nothing wrong with it, really.
All right. For me, I don't know. I don't know my ranking yet. Definitely, it's a nice episode. It's interesting. I don't have too much to say besides what you already said with the character development with Ulrich and Aelita. I'm still trying to remember this episode fully because I only remember like the whole like wolf shenanigans and stuff like that. But I might have more to say later. Right now, I'm just kind of don't know. But I think it's definitely not gonna be very low. So I would like to hear now what J-Man has to say.
Oh yeah, we're on Vertigo, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just like rewatching some clips to like get my footing on it because I haven't seen this one in like forever. But this was always like, sort of like okay-ish episode for me. I mean, I do like the whole concept of like Ulrich having some sort of like fear of heights. I'm pretty sure that was, and hold on, let me just turn the volume down real quick. But for the rest of this episode, man, this was I don't really have too much to really say about this one. It's just on the okay-ish tier for me. But the Lyoko scenes again, they were just okay-ish. I do like the whole like Owen at the end where like it was revealed that William was afraid of spiders. I think arachnophobia. I'm pretty sure that's how they call it.
That's it.
But yeah. So far, yeah, I just don't have much to say. This was just an okay-ish episode for me. Like. Everything's just on the flat line, okay?
Flat line, oh, alright. Great, fantastic, as always.
Beep. Was that it?
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Okay. I think. Hey, I'm all this. Okay, listen. That's your shortest share so far.
Yeah, because it's like, if I haven't seen
that's
an
not a good
episode
thing.
in forever, it's exactly. So if I haven't seen an episode in forever, that usually means one of two things. One, I just don't remember it because, like, again, there's like 98 episodes of the show. Or two, I haven't watched it, or I purposely chose not to watch it because I didn't think much of it, which is pretty much the case for this episode.
3? I don't give a fuck.
But yeah,
Okay.
if I would say like my favorite scene of this episode, it's definitely like Ulrich climbing up like the rocks after like they were being chased by the wolves and stuff. I thought that was a pretty cool scene because like, and I also like the little like kick Ulrich did at the one wolf that like had him by the foot and stuff.
Starting to face his fears.
Like, yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just have nothing. Oh yeah. I forgot. This is the one where Aelita went invisible, and Jeremy accidentally touched her in places that she should not be touched and stuff.
I don't think that's actually what happened.
What?
He accidentally touched her chest. That's really all that.
Oh, okay. Now I remember. I was like,
Okay,
what?
maybe.
I remember now.
I always saw it as like
I think they knew what they were doing.
Listen, I think
Yeah.
I always saw that he just accidentally like tickled her or something. That's just me. You can think whatever you want. You
Oh
bunch
my
of
god,
fucking
this
turds.
screenshot's dope.
I feel like the implication though, but yeah.
Your implication is just gutter
Oh yeah,
brain,
this
and
is
that's
the
all there
idea
is
of
Oh
to
my
it.
god.
visibility episode. This
Uh,
game, I just remembered that. Yeah, Jeremy. Don't touch me there. Those are my booby
Yeah.
squares.
Okay.
Oh my god, I forgot about this one
Alright.
too. Yeah, there was a scene where like Odd like jumped into like the lake and like the ice sector and stuff like that. So now I have like questions. It's like what counts as like let's say
Digital
like just a
C.
regular water and and what counts as
Right.
like the digital sea. Like I was confused there.
If the
That's a
water don't
good
bubble,
question.
then it's not a digital sea.
Yeah, that's
That's a good question, actually.
very good question.
I don't have an answer, but
Just-
it's a good question.
Yeah, I just wish they like explained that, or at least like go make like a stronger distinction of that. But
You
yeah,
wish.
I have nothing else to say. It's like plain.
Okay, well, JT, you want to go? Oh no, you already. Do you have anything else to talk about? Vertigo.
Yeah, the invisibility of Aelita, that was interesting. That happened again. I think I already kind of broke down my thing about the Vertigo and Ehrlich's Vertigo. I like the reference to Hitchcock. No, was it this episode? Or was it a
don't
later
know.
episode? No, that's a later season. But this is kind of ode to Hitchcock a bit with the Vertigo and the movie Vertigo. Yeah. Yeah, I give it. Yeah, I don't really remember too much except with the invisibility of Aelita. But other than that, yeah, I give it a light B.
Okay. Okay, so you went from A to B, right?
Yeah, because I have to. It's hard for me to remember a lot that happened in this episode.
All right. Let's
Yeah, this
change
episode
it.
is a C tier to me. By the way, forgot to.
Oh, it's okay. We're gonna go back and because we want to hear everyone's thoughts because sometimes people's ranks will
We're gonna
change. So
close ranks. Yeah,
we'll
we're
come. I'll
closing
come back
ranks.
and ask one more time. But now Flower has the stage.
Yeah, I'm like a little surprised. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's like season B's." I barely remember this episode. I'm like, I like this episode a lot, and maybe I'm misremembering because I'm kind of choosing to just go off my own memory
Yeah,
instead of
that's what I'm trying to do.
looking up the episode.
Yeah.
But like, I remember this episode pretty well, and I think it's doing quite a lot of interesting things with the characters. Like, I know we mentioned, oh yeah, cool character development for Ulrich and Aelita. Let me actually talk about that. We'll start with Ulrich
for
because
it.
he's the most obvious. I mean, his thing's literally the title of the episode. You got a scene start where they're like Odd's doing the climbing challenge, and I think he's competing with William. And then everyone's like, "Hey Ulrich, why don't you do it?" And he's like, I don't climb." And they're like, "Come on!" And even Jim pushes him into it, and he's like, "Fine." I'll
Which, by the
do
way,
it."
I didn't like that from Jim. By the way, I thought he was being a little bit insensitive there. Like, I
Like,
wish he
Jim,
would have like not tried
Read
to
the
like
fucking room.
personally rush him. Like, but that
He
was
would
just
not
the
know.
room was pushing Ulrich to climb. Like that is the room.
Yeah.
And Ulrich caved to peer pressure, even though he knows he can't do it. He's like, I'd rather. He's like, maybe I'll try. And then when he inevitably fails because he has an issue with it, and everyone's just like, what the f? And that he storms out. And a moment I really remember that stands out is when Yumi's about to go after Ulrich, and Odd puts a hand up, and he's just like, no, he needs space. Like Odd kind of figured out something was off right off the bat, and I kind of appreciate Odd kind of being the mediator here and preventing Yumi from making the situation worse.
Yeah, Odd being like,
I mean,
oh,
like, I half kind of took it as like, okay, I think Odd's kind of like used to Ulrich sulking, and when he sulks, you just might as well just leave him alone.
he gets it. He
Give him
understands.
space,
the,
people. A sulking Ulrich is a bad sign.
Yeah, Ulrich is he has a bad habit of just shutting down when he's really upset. And it's
I mean, I
hard
don't
to talk
blame
to him
him.
when he's like that.
That was a shitty situation that he was.
It was.
shoved
It was
into.
very
really was.
bad, and he knew it was
Yeah.
going to end bad, and he kind of got pushed into it. And when he failed, it was just like
He
Yeah,
felt
he needed to
bad.
sulk.
Yeah, let him be. Let him be. Let him be.
So then we later cut to Ulrich. I know other stuff happens. I'm kind of just focusing on this plot line. But you got Odd and Yumi find him in the woods. He's just there like breaking sticks to like cool down. Respect to for Ulrich taking breaking sticks and not something more valuable and like trying to process his feelings. You also I do now remember there's like he hears a noise in the woods and like I think that's meant to be foreshadowing, unless I'm misremembering. But nah, they talk to him and Yumi's even like, so are you feeling better? And he's like a little bit, but not 100%.
She's trying the favor for that stuff back in the laughing incident or whatever.
The returning the favor and what exactly? I'm sorry.
The episode.
Fit.
Yeah, laughing fit when.
Oh, okay.
You remember when like she came in and she's like, well, he's like, I don't feel like talking, and then he's like, well, I feel like talking to you.
Aww.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that until now.
I
that was,
didn't either.
Yeah.
That's not like confirmed or anything. That's just something that I kind of noticed, and I'm like, that's really
No,
cool.
like it probably was that, but that was a really cool catch. Like even I didn't think of that. I forgot.
That's just what I was thinking. I don't know if that's true. It's just something that I kind of noticed.
I forgot to mention, like, Yumi figured out he had vertigo right when he fell off. And I also appreciate that too. She's just like, oh, you have vertigo, is that it? And after they are in the woods and then they get attacked by the wolves and they're on the run to like get to the factory, they get up onto that ledge and then I think Ulrich falls. It's very dramatic. Like Ulrich falls and they're like, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gotta climb in order to not die. And this time instead of instead of Yumi and Odd making fun of him for not being able to climb, being like, what's wrong with you, they flip to being more respectful about it. They're like, don't look down, just keep moving forward, you can do this. And it's like way more supportive, and I really appreciate that. It's they kind of got a little development too in this, that lesson of like, well, maybe we should be more sensitive about this. And their encouragement makes it Orc manages to climb up to like higher than he had back in the gym, notably. And then they take out some of the wolves. I know more shenanigans ensue, but the stuff about Ulrich's vertigo, that's what stands out to me, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Now we get to Aelita and Jeremy, which admittedly I don't remember as well, but Jeremy thinks he found a cure for the virus, and he's like, well, let's go get the others. And Aelita's like, no.
You know what? I remember that little twirl that they do when they figure out the quote-unquote antivirus.
Oh yeah, they hold hands and they get all excited. They're like, we did it!
That was cute. I liked that.
And then Jeremy, I think Jeremy was the one that was hesitant, and he was like, why don't we try it now? It won't be any less risky if we do it now than if we wait for the others. Yeah, I actually don't even know how this antivirus works, because we find out at the end of the season there was no virus to begin with. But,
we'll get to that. I have my own thoughts on it, but
yeah.
It's complicated.
So Aelita gets the supposed cure, and I think they're just I can't remember if they held off on shutting down the supercomputer because they weren't sure if it worked yet. They might have just been waiting to see if it worked.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
okay.
they're waiting for it to work, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember this episode well, I swear.
No, it's okay. You remember
it's
better than me.
Good.
Yeah, and then Aelita has that moment where she... Actually, I really like how this plays out, because it's not instant. She just notices her hand disappears, and then she kind of hides it from Jeremy, and then slowly bits of her body just start vanishing, and then eventually...
I was against Sissy, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right!
Yeah.
While she's disappearing, and Sissy's like... She even says, like, man,
I
you're
forgot
so
that
quiet.
happened.
It's like I'm not talking to anyone at all, or something like that.
I love
then she disappears.
Yeah, that's.
I love it. She just says like, oh, like she hides it. She's like, oh yeah, that'll wear off. It's
that's
all right.
my favorite scene so far of the episode. Continue.
Yes, And then she goes to Jeremy. They have that awkward moment. We won't dwell on it. And they're like, okay, yeah, we need to go to the factory and deal with it. And I really like this episode. I don't think it's a standout episode. I wouldn't put it on an S, but I do think in terms of like what it does for the characters, like we got a little bit of Alita's impulsiveness. She's shifted from like being the shy new girl on the block to being more, well, I mean she was shy with Sissy, but like that was more because she was dealing with the situation. She's kind of proving to be more she's being a little more forward just in general with like what achieving her goals and like what she wants to do. And I think like everyone said, she has a few good solo moments on Lyoko. I don't remember Lyoko stuff as well as the Earth stuff, so forgive me, but as Cam just sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as Cam posted in our Discord chat of Aelita freezing the skip. I did not remember that was in this episode, but like I think that just furthers my point.
Yeah.
I think she does have to like be a little solo for a bit in this episode because they're all kind of stuck with the wolves.
Yeah, I was looking through this real quick. Like I don't like how she goes all the way to the tower and stops and talks to Jeremy, and the Schizozoa comes behind her, and she decides to.
No,
it's got to be something that stalls. But then she.
The reason.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. If you have a
the reason that the reason that Aelita stops in this episode is because the code that they were trying to use to get her antivirus also scrambles
Annex
something
codes?
or another in the tower. Yeah,
is that this episode?
the tower
I thought that was just the season one.
The tower
thing.
isn't. Nah, the tower isn't able to recognize her, so she cannot enter it.
Oh, that's
right. So yeah, that's why she stopped. That's why she doesn't immediately go into the tower.
My memory told me that was in this episode, but I questioned it. I'm like, no, you're mixing that up with Missing Link. I'm like,
no, that's here.
Breath. My bad. By a hair's breath. Yeah, no.
Here I am. You didn't think I'd let you have all the fun with Peter Duncan, did you?
No.
Hello, Dylan.
I did not. Hello.
Oh yeah, there's a line Aelita says where she shows
What
up.
episode
Like,
we on?
Virtualizes Lyoko, and she's like, I'm so glad to be visible again. Vertigo. Sorry. You came in at the middle of my tangent.
Yeah.
No, I did, but I had to make my entrance.
Let's see. The other thing I forgot to mention was at the end of the ending scene of Oryx's arc where William was like, "Are you chicken? You know, I won't want to climb." And then Oryx's like, "Nah, I heard you're scared of spiders." I mean, I kind of appreciate Yubi just being like, "Yeah." So if William gives you a hard time in this next run, just use the spider fear on him. It's fine.
Wait, William's afraid of spiders?
Yes. Yeah. This episode kind of mentions it at the very end. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that intense scene with like unconscious Oryx against the wolves. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm sorry. More screenshots in the Discord.
Yes, I don't know what I don't know if I have any thoughts on Vertigo. Like it's a solid A/B episode, but like I don't really feel like there's much of a thought for me to justify that. Like it's
an A. I think it's an A episode because I like what it does for the characters. For a lot of them, I would not put this like on a high A, probably on a lower A, but I don't think it's like a B or a C.
Definitely not a C. But anything else?
I talked a lot about this episode.
Yeah, I think you got through all pretty much. Yeah.
The gist of it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It's a good episode, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as are all.
Definitely after the first two we talked about.
We're still on season 2, damn.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have weekends where we take breaks and we get about 4 episodes per stream normally, unless there's big episodes to talk about that will last a long time. But the only one so far was Chips Are Down and Mayor Puta and a little bit of common interest.
I mean, 51 should be an interesting one.
Yeah.
God.
All right, Colton, you're next. What do you got? If you got
Yeah,
anything.
I think the problem with this episode is that I haven't
Problem.
seen it in such a
Oh.
while. But I mean, that kind of goes for all Koyoko episodes,
It's a you
really.
problem.
But for me, yeah. But for me, this episode is just mid, honestly. Because all I remembered was, yeah, I hate to say, it, but Koyoko was mid. No, the whole show.
It's trash.
I mean, I've been you anyway.
It's, but anyways, because all I remembered about this episode was, Oric has vertigo, and William makes fun of him for it during the rock climbing scene, and then like wolves chase after them, and then the tower gets deactivated, and then we find that William is afraid of spiders. That's all I remember. And I think that I think I can't even talk. I think what hurts this episode, honestly, is that compared to like a lot of the earlier episodes that we've been talking about, like we've had like good after good after good after great after great after great. Like just I think like Marabuta until Xana's Kiss have all been decent to great episodes, and then we get to this, and then it's just like, oh great, this is kind of the one where
Damn.
you get to it, and then you're like, oh, I guess we fell off a cliff or something. That came out weird with this episode.
Okay. That's all you got?
Yeah. I guess the summary of this episode is that it kind of falls off a cliff.
God, that's terrible.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
it's okay. Everyone's got their opinions. The value was oh man.
No, not that his opinion is bad. He's valid. I just think that's a terrible way. Like that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's like damn.
I didn't even mean to say that.
No, it's fine. It's okay. I get it. It was just funny to hear.
Is there
it
anything else?
Is there?
Is there anything else about this episode that we did not go over?
I mean, we made sure we talked about. We talked about pretty much most of the episode in the Lyoko scenes. I don't know if you were.
Okay, yeah. Now I remember. The Lyoko scenes. I have no recollection of any of it. I forgot about the whole antivirus thing. I still don't exactly know what happened. Again, I haven't watched this episode in a while, so
I posted some images, but.
It wouldn't. Yeah, I guess later on in the series that Ilea has her encounter with a Xana-fied wolf, and I think it's a little bit interesting that Xana uses wolves to like go after the Lyoko warriors. Like I don't know if he knows. Okay. Well, yeah, and then we My brain, hang on.
My brain do a think.
Yeah.
We were talking about how Xana spies on the Lyoko warriors in the previous episode, so I do wonder if like Xana knows that like Ilea is afraid of wolves. I'm pretty sure that he probably does.
Is Ilea's fear of wolves like something she legitimately has, or is this something that is part of Xana sort of
Go ahead.
Like, is that something that is a part of her, or is it a element Xana has sort of tied into her being and as a way to manipulate?
Ilea's fear of wolves, I feel, is genuine and a part of her. I think it's a part of like the post-traumatic stress of everything that happened to her before she goes to Lyoko. And whether or not the wolves themselves are real or were actually a part of the memory is another question, but I do believe that that is something that her mind specifically manifested, not a Xana thing.
Because, I mean, thematically speaking, wolves... I don't know, wolves function better as a thematic representation of her fears than the literal fear itself of wolves.
That's fair.
You know, the government as an entity is a wolf within
That's
the
fair.
context of the theming.
I did mention in the chat earlier that there is a chance that Xana started using the wolf imagery because he discovered that wolves being a representation of all the things that are bad in Aelita's life would be a great way. I don't know if he just did that to mess with Aelita, or if he just is like, oh, wolves mean fear according to these memories, so if I be a wolf, I will scare people better.
Even if the wolves themselves are like a literal fear or Aelita or a representation of the fear, regardless, I did point out that that it may be metaphorical, it may be literal, but I think the point still stands of that, like it's Aelita's thing, not a Xana thing. But yeah.
I mean, I do just think wolves as a representation and theme is like, yeah, it's still not technically a Xana thing. It's still Aelita's fears, but the personification of those fears are in the form of a wolf, as opposed to her having a literal fear of wolves. So it's still her fears. Xana's just chosen wolves as the form of which he sort of manipulates those fears, uses them against her.
And what are you watching?
Apologies for the
Yeah.
noise. I'm sorry. I've tried to be in my grandma's room.
One more
and
thing
everybody's
then.
part is running,
We find so
shouting,
obviously we find out that William is afraid of spiders, and we see when William gets possessed by Xana's warlords. Then we see him riding on tarantulas, and so I wonder, like, if this was a different, if this was a different timeline, Xana would be like, "How about you join me and we can take over the world?" And William's like, "No, I'm not going to do that." And Xana goes, "Oh, well, I can get rid of your fear of spiders." And William's like,
that would be nice.
"Oh, hell yeah!"
Do you think that when Xana like took over William and he was like, "All right, Ulrich, your first mission is to go and throw Ailey into Digital Z," and he's like, "Yes, master." And it's like, "And here is your steed," and he gives him a tarantula, and he's like, and he's like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, and he's like,
Look,
and
guys, the internet can show you as many videos and images of those jumping spiders as they want. Don't let them fool you. Spiders are flippin' dangerous.
And then he changes out the tarantula for the giant black manta that William rides, and he's like better, and he's like, "Oh, thank God, yes." I mean, yes, master.
And it's entirely valid to be afraid of them.
It's fine. It's okay to be afraid of it. It's totally okay.
Oh, I'm just saying, spiders can fuck you up if you doubt them for even a fucking second.
Oh, I know. I've had family members.
This episode's so mid. We're not even talking about it.
And I'm not even talking about
losing the
poisonous
plot of
ones.
all of
Like,
this.
yeah, black widows, you're dead. But like
Look,
the
the fact that
non-poisonous
like
ones,
some spiders
they can give you they can bite you, give you an infection, and the infection might kill you.
Look, some spiders
know.
look like
I've
other
had families
spiders.
done that.
So like, here's the deal. Like, because like a harmless carpenter spider could look like the boner to death spider, I'm not chancing any spider. They're all either dying or getting thrown out.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get back to Vertigo. Who's I think Wazy's next.
Workers away.
I think Wazy's next. Let's go.
Okay. So when it comes to Vertigo, well, for one, I was going to actually give this episode a little bit more flack than I initially was, but Flower brought up a lot of good points, and in terms of character development and good stuff for Ulrich as a character, I do agree that Vertigo is really, really good. However, I also have to point out the rather harsh disconnect between the A plot and the B plot for this episode, which is something that Code Lyoko generally doesn't do. One could argue that it does It does lean towards the antivirus plot for Aelita, but a lot of it as well is just invisibility shenanigans and Aelita running around on Lyoko a bit and delay and kind of moving along the plot of the episode with this whole it scrambled your annex code and yada yada, that sort of thing.
Code. Did
Yeah.
you just make that up?
No, that's the word. That was the wording that we used earlier. I'm not entirely sure if that's what it is in this episode, but honestly,
Access
I don't
code, I
really
think,
care.
is what it is.
Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't
Or-
matter.
What
It messes up
has to be true,
her. It messes up how Lyoko recognizes.
Yes. The tower isn't able to recognize her. I feel like that, in a way, is more to keep the episode running so that it doesn't end immediately. Well, in a way, I can give it points for at least being a little bit creative rather than just Aelita has an obstacle to get past for the tower. Although, again, it's also weird that Xana doesn't really do much in terms of defense, just sends the Skipazoa and just kind of hopes for the best. At least before then, but
I mean, if I was him, I'd do that too. The Skipazoa is like immortal for some reason.
I mean, yeah, it can die. We've seen that, but
yeah, it's
not in this season.
Yeah, not in this season, but Yep.
Yeah,
Skidbladnir Blast, go.
It's so satisfying to watch it explode, though.
Yeah, but
I kind of wish they had made the Skipazoa actually killable, and like reasonably killable by the warriors, but like it's just absurdly hard or something.
I don't know why. I mean, I feel like I could just laser arrow its eye, but I don't ever feel like I've ever seen what happens when they get the eye.
Apparently, the Skidbladnir has a stupid amount of life points, from my understanding as well.
That's what, except then it gets ganked by the fucking Colossus.
Skidbladnir
one
Blast,
hit
go.
kills everything.
So I have to leverage that. So the show is a little wishy-washy on what exactly happens when you hit the eye, a la one episode where Odd hits it 3 times and the crab still doesn't die. But then like other episodes where he hits it once and the crab is instantly dead. And you kind of have to lean into the show playing with life points on a whim to suit the plot, because let's be honest, the warriors go from full to 1 hit away from death way too easily.
Yeah, I mean, like, in some cases I get it. Like, William's Sword Beam, I can understand that being a 1-hit kill, because he's obscenely strong. That's understandable.
The
but then,
general understanding is if you do hit it in the eye, at least as if you're Odd and you hit it in the eye, you do critical amounts of damage.
Yeah, there's never been... I'd love to see the Bible and just see, like, if there's ever been, like, a fucking... Like, this does this much damage, and then they were like, oh, no, oops, can't do that.
I mean, do I think restricting yourselves to a set rigid writing guideline on how the damage needs to work on Lyoko, so across every episode, the warriors' life points, the amount of damage the warriors output, and the amount of abuse the monsters can take is consistent and makes sense and doesn't have people going like, how are you almost dead? I think Code Lyoko might have benefited a bit more from adding some of that rigid rule structure, but also I think always following a rigid rule structure like that can limit your ability to set the stakes.
Maybe, but at the same time, and I speak as a writer myself, I think it also allows you to get creative when you're stuck with like a certain set of rules, because it can make you very lazy when you're stuck with like okay, well, I'm allowed to do whatever I want. I can just throw random bullshit. Go like, oh, now it only takes 1 shot to kill someone. Oh, now it takes 50 shots to kill someone. Like, when you're stuck to a certain amount of rules, that means that now you have to get creative if you want someone to die at a certain point. And I think that makes for more creative.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think, like I said, Code Lyoko definitely needed to be a little more rigid in how it treated life points and it treated damage. But I think it is fairly consistent to the point where hitting something in the eye does almost always guarantee a kill, save for Schizozoa, obviously,
Creepers.
but also no, hitting creepers in the eye kills them.
Sometimes.
No,
I've seen sometimes where Odd shoots it in the eye and it doesn't kill.
Oh, I didn't see that then. 'Cause I don't remember.
I'd need
I need
you to
evidence,
actually
yeah.
provide
Oh
me
god,
a
that's
video.
so many episodes.
Well, just find one.
If I see it again, I'll show it to you.
Okay, yeah. I'm actually curious because I don't remember that. But anyways, let's
I'm pretty sure he only
we
ever
need to get back.
one-shots them.
Wazy needs to finish
Yeah,
his
sorry,
share.
Wavy.
No, it's fine. What's it? So yeah, one of my major problems with this episode is again the disconnect between the A plot and the B plot. Like, yes, I understand that they don't necessarily need to, but Code Lyoko has also been rather consistent in at least the A plot has a little bit to do. Sorry, the B plot of an episode. The A and the B plot will at least have a little bit at least to do with each other, or with the main overarching theme/plot of the season. And yes, antivirus, but again, most of that just amounts to, again, shenanigans. And I'm just not as into that. Like, it is a little bit of fun, but it just feels like at the same time the show is just kind of turning its wheels. When it comes to the Ulrich stuff is really, really good. I like the attack with the wolves as well, especially because some of them are fake. I think that's fun. It's cool that Ulrich, Odd, and Yumi are all the ones that are isolated by the attack. I think that it's weird that I talked about this earlier. I think it's weird that wolves specifically are used in this episode, but not on Aelita. And I understand why. Aelita's got her own stuff to do, and that's fine. But I just think that is interesting on its own. It is an okay episode, but it has enough flaws that I'd say I'm not crazy about it either. And also, it has a level of remembering everything that happens in this episode outside of the Ulrich stuff took a moment. It's like, oh, this is the invisibility episode, so it's like, yeah, that kind of drags it down as well.
What was that last part? Sorry.
The fact that this episode doesn't have a lot of memorability, because yes, the Ulrich stuff is good, but remembering that, oh, this is the invisibility episode, really? Yeah.
I don't know why that was such a thing with everyone. Cause like, I had to start earlier when it was, I think. I don't know. I'm like, when I think of it, the first thing that pops in my head obviously is Oryx's fear, and facing it eventually, and then the wolves. I had to go through the rest of the episode.
Again, it's my thing about this episode is it feels like it is two different episodes, and that is my problem. Rather than, rather than these two plots being shared in an episode, it just feels like Jeremy and Aelita are doing a completely different thing than Ulrich and Yumi. Like they're on opposite sides of the school, minding their own business, not having anything to do with each other.
Yeah, although I mean, still, Sissy just getting Aelita basically just leaving the Discord call while she's just not shutting up.
I mean, it's funny. It's not enough to save the episode for me.
I'm saying it's gonna save the episode, but that's funny as hell.
No, yeah,
I'd rather an episode be funny and bad than boring.
Well, is that something that you would use? If you're saying that if that line or that scene wasn't a thing, would you change your rate because of it?
I would definitely say it make me like a solid C ranking.
I'm like, okay. I mean, I think it's the funniest part of the episode, but doesn't change my rank. But I mean, there's a lot of good lines in Xana's Kiss too, but
I do not hate this episode. It's not a Xana's Kiss or a fine mess, but it's not. It has its issues. So yeah.
All right. Are you done?
Yeah, I'd say I'm done.
Sorry. Okay. Let's go back. When I say "Are you done?" or like "Are you?" Is that it? All the other things I could think of, they sound rude. I'm like, I don't know. I mean,
I didn't even think about.
That. Like,
I
every time.
Are you done?
I've done it several times already today, and I'm just
Yeah.
like in my head, I'm like, man, that sounded like I feel like that sounded pushy, but all right, Jory,
Yeah,
we're gonna go with the rankings now. What is
Okay.
your ranking,
Jory.
Jory?
For Vertigo, I'm gonna say lower B rank, like B minus.
B-, alright.
It's got some good moments. Definitely, like I mean the consequences for the rushed quote unquote antivirus are definitely unexpected, and I definitely enjoy that. But at the same time, like, you know, uh, I mean, not a lot else happens, but they tried. It happens. Whatever. Uh, they give it their damnedest. So just say
B minus.
B minus, I
Okay.
guess.
See, this is I hate ranking. I hate that I'm giving this a B because, like, it's obviously better than the other two, but like, I don't know. The character development is really important, but I just don't. I just can't put it any higher just because I'm not gonna. I'm not calling it mid, but it's just the I don't know if me not remembering a lot of it is a problem. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of episodes where I'm not gonna remember a good amount, even though I just had a rewatch last year. But I'm gonna be going through all these episodes, each one we talk about. So, but I just there wasn't too much with Vertigo where I'm like, yeah, this is really great. I'm gonna rewatch this every time I come back to it. But it's still a good episode. Don't. It's not. I feel like I'm giving it a D, but I'm not. It's a B. It's a B for me. J-Man.
Oh, when it comes to Vertigo, yeah, it's like it's that gray area between like B and C, like that's the tricky part. Cause like when I rewatch this
Hold on.
episode,
Let me my headphones died. Just let me open up my other ones real quick. I can't hear y'all.
No.
I'll put on the stream.
Mine are
Now.
about to
Let me
die.
turn the stream up.
Quick, everyone, let's say what we really think about Cam. And how
He's a pretty nice guy.
fucking amazing.
Cam is not
that
the
man
actual
is.
leader of Project Eradication.
Cam is.
I
No,
can't
no. We all let him think he's.
Hey, I
he's
heard that
like
now.
the spiritual leader of us all, but the reality is, it's me because I'm Ulrich.
I like how no one reacted.
I laughed.
He's the odd
I
of the
chuckled.
group. Guys, I'm a level with you. Cam is the odd of the group. Wazy, he's the
All right, I'm back. Let me just change the settings on the stream because I'm pretty sure. I'm clipping that shit. Oh no. Oh, I don't think people can hear that. Damn it. Damn, that didn't get. I don't think anyone can hear that actually. I don't think anyone can hear. Wait. Yeah, hold on. Wait. I'm trying to switch the output settings, but it won't let me. So hold on a second, because no one can hear y'all anymore because my headset died, and it's not showing up the AirPod. The part I wanted to clip, I can't clip because y'all's audio is gone. Man, that was funny. Or that there was a part that was funny. Yeah, dude, I was like, oh. There was a part that I thought was funny. It wasn't recent. It was like a little bit. No, yeah, dude. I just thought your response was hilarious, man. I just thought that was. Actually. Okay, good. It worked. It worked. I appreciate it. Okay, let me... Maybe I can... Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to fix this problem. So everyone can hear me, but not anyone else. So it's just not giving me the option of my AirPods. And so I don't want to end the stream. And anyways, Flowers went to step aside. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna charge my headset while I... Where is... Alright. Man. Okay, hello?
Nice.
Go ahead.
Hello. Did
Cam die?
Hello?
Cam? Wait, what do you mean? Cam has always
Hello?
been. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
Cam.
cool. Alright. I switched my...
Yeah.
I switched my headset again. I'm charging the one that died, so I'm just gonna charge it while I have it on. So that will fix the problem.
Imagine
Okay.
having a wireless headset in 2023.
Wireless is the future.
Bruh.
No.
Now the audio
Not
works,
needing
so we're good.
batteries is the future.
Oh, I'm so upset that I didn't get that audio, man. That was so fucking good. All right, let's move on then.
You can reenact it if you want.
No, we're good. Because it was
Alright,
still.
guys,
The moment
Cam
is
can't hear us.
past.
Time to
No,
say
it's good.
time
It's
to
good.
part.
No.
It's over.
It's over.
It's
It was funny when it happened, but
It's over.
it was
Look,
weird because
you're
it still
just
got
jealous that you're
y'all's
not the
voices
actual
after I couldn't hear
spiritual leader
you,
of the
but
group.
all right. So
Look, Odd,
let's
you can be
finish.
jealous about it all you want, but Orc is the real
Let's finish
spiritual
up with
center of the
Cold
group.
War.
All right, let's finish.
We're
Let's finish
not-
these ranks with Vertigo. So I have. I think the person I was on was J-Man.
Oh, that was
J-Man?
yeah,
So-
yeah. So I said I was at that gray area between like B and C because
Mhm.
again, like this episode, like it was decent to watch. Like there was some good stuff about it, and again, I like the whole morale when it comes to how friends should deal in case like one of them had some sort of fear, such as vertigo, as showcased in this episode. I love how like again William kind of got his just dues by the end of it. But yeah, dude. Other than that. Yeah, there was a reason why I didn't remember too much of this episode outside the whole Vertigo thing, because it's just okay. Like I wouldn't come back to this too much. So I think it's like in a C for me.
Dang. All right. Dylan, You got to rank.
All right. So, not every episode of Code Lyoko needs to be as fucking based as the Terraria devs relogic. But I'm gonna give this a nice A.
Oh.
It does a good job. And as the resident Ulrich of the existence of the internet, I gotta rep those Ulrich episodes.
All right. JT, you said B, right?
Yes, B. This was a good episode, but it's not S tier.
Yeah, agree.
Flower was saying A, wasn't she?
Flower said A minus.
She said A minus.
Okay. Well, that's still technically A by our tiering system, so.
It depends.
Yeah.
I was just trying to verify that I did hear her say she was going to give it
Yeah,
an
she said A and then she said A minus, but.
Yeah.
Or I think, no, I think A minus was already originally hers, but. Colton, yours was what? I can't remember. I misremember your.
Yeah, of course you don't remember. I don't know what I meant by that.
Wait, is
I'm gonna give it.
No.
What?
I am like, by golly, now this Vertigo episode took forever to get through. And on.
He killed himself.
Sorry, my dad is like setting off the fire alarm for some reason. Smoke alarm, I mean. Anyways, probably because of Xana. Who knows?
Yeah.
I give this episode a C. For Koyuk, it was mid.
I just killed myself.
I know. I said that earlier. I was like, I heard you laughing in the background. I'm like, he killed himself. Wazy, what's your rank?
Oh, it's interesting because while Cam, you said earlier you're not going to call it mid, but I will. I think the middle of season 2 is mid. And while the Ulrich stuff in this episode is very, very good, it doesn't save it for me. So it's gonna be a B.
All right. I mean,
that's totally a Jeremy ranking to give it.
It's just like I like saying mid. It's just saying mid sounds like it's worse than it actually being mid. It sounds like I'm giving
mid
it.
Means
saying,
mid.
I know. It just sounds like mid is like trashing it, but.
I mean, maybe if it learns to be peak, it would be peak.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
as it stands,
Right.
Ulrich is scared of the peak, so it's mid.
Oh, you really had to try for that one.
I love that.
Lazy. It's only because Ulrich forgot his mixtape at home with the top on it.
Damn, you're right.
Oh yeah. I had to mention before we move on is that there was a scene in Xana's Kiss at the very end where Jim is like giving Yolanda a flower because there's no return to the past in that episode, and I thought that was really funny. And Jim was like thought
actually there was a return to the past.
No, there wasn't.
Ulrich got,
No, there wasn't. There wasn't.
Otherwise, you wouldn't remember that.
There wasn't.
Vertigo?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no. We were talking about Xana's Kiss.
I said there's
We
a.
ignored
I had
Xana's Kiss.
I had to bring up one
We
thing
ignored
that we
the
didn't
Jim.
bring up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was
I remembered.
funny.
I just didn't care.
Oh, you didn't care? Okay, cool. All right. I thought it was a little funny. It was a little Jim moment. I love those
Mid.
moments. All right.
Where
anyways.
did Xana's Kiss get
Time
placed?
Huh?
Where did Xana's Kiss get placed?
Oh, B. It's above at Fine Mess if you look in the stream. If you have the stream.
Yeah.
I am disappointed in all of you. Not giving that episode an A.
Oh, which one? Oh, Xana's Kiss.
I gave
It's
it a
enjoyment.
C.
It has. It's definitely
Come on,
entertaining.
who doesn't enjoy watching a literal dumpster fire?
All right. Well,
Trash.
anyways, let's go to another mid episode. I'm kidding. It is Cold War. Oh wait. Oh, sorry. Wait. Where? Hold on a second. I'm sorry.
Wait.
Where are we putting?
Lyoko predicted Frozen.
Yes. Where are we putting Vertigo? Actually, and
Where in the B tier?
yeah,
are
we're
we
in the
putting
B
it?
tier.
Obviously.
We got
I
B
put it in the
minus,
far
B
back,
minus,
in my
C,
opinion.
B, A minus, C, B. So it's definitely somewhere over here. Where are we putting it?
I'll put it in the far back, in my opinion.
Far back?
Between 33 and 43, because let's be freaking honest, the body swap episode is literal garbage compared to this one.
I would put it above final. What is the first episode? Is that exploration?
Did you guys do the body swap episode?
Yes, we
That
did.
was
We
42.
did, yeah.
It's right. Yeah, it was right. It was. We had a fine mess, which was the body
Oh,
swap,
that was
and then Xana
funny.
You came
that
in
was
during.
funny as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
29 is exploration, correct?
I think
or
so. Okay, let's see.
uncharted
Exploration.
territory. Let me
That's New
see.
Orders. 27. 28 should be exploration. Where's 28? Oh no. That's no. 29. 29 is
28
exploration.
is uncharted.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Okay. Yeah, then I personally would put it in between. What's it? Attack of the Okay, no, between Final Mix and Attack of the Zombies.
All right. You
Personally.
Scared, you scared me actually.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on.
Yeah, I paused.
Because I didn't know where, because like I was focusing on 29, I wasn't really focusing on what episode 40 was until I looked at it. I'm like, oh no. But anyways, J-Man, where do you think 44 should go?
I guess I put it in the
far back. You said far back. Okay.
Yeah.
Joy?
Hey. Go ahead.
Vertigo?
Yeah. Where do you want? If you look in the stream,
Okay.
where in the B tier are we gonna put this?
I'm gonna say B might. I'm gonna say like, let me see. Okay, well, for the longest time I did not know what 42 was, and then I realized, oh, that's Yumi in the cat outfit.
Yeah, that's the fun mess.
As odd. Okay, yeah. You know what?
You have.
I'm gonna say it's above a fine mess.
Okay.
But that's where I'd put it.
But like before, in between that and.
In between that and
Xana's Kiss.
the other one that's in front of it, yeah.
J-Man. I keep saying that. J-Man, I already know yours.
Yeah.
Dylan and Colton and JT, where do y'all think this should go? I gotta get everyone's.
I'd say between 43 and 42. 43. Like if it has to be in B tier.
Okay. I can agree with that too.
This is partially because I wasn't here to put half of the majority of the B tier episodes in A. I don't know if that would have put them in A, but
yeah.
I'm disappointed. Xana's Kiss, not A tier. God, people. Xana's Kiss is a wonderful dumpster fire, and the fact that you guys couldn't put it in A tier because it's a dumpster fire disappoints me.
It's a fun dumpster fire, but I mean, with all the other
it's a great
ranks,
dumpster fire.
Like, okay, I guess in like an objective.
Ladybug, it has episodes that are great dumpster fires.
Hey, J-Man said S on that one, so.
Like in an objective quality standard, yeah, I guess okay, it probably lands itself in the B tier, but like. In pure utter enjoyment factor, it's fucking goat.
I agree with the enjoyment factor 100%. I mean, J-Man gave it an S because of the enjoyment factor.
Also, like, come on, guys. Xana's so fucking brilliant for thinking, let's just make out with half of the school.
Now looking back at 43 with all the B's and the one S, I think it should have. I mean. Well, it's because we all agreed that it was still not as good as the other B's. Never mind.
I also gave it a C, which drags it down.
Yeah, an S and a C, I guess, cancel out if you really look at it.
At worst, at worst, the S and the C is like a +1, but that's not enough to bring it.
I think it stays right around the B.
Drag it out of B.
Yeah. No, you're right. Because I was thinking, because I forgot there was an S and a C in that ranking. Because there was another stream where we had one. You ranked this episode of C and everything else was I forget, but we had to bring it down because of that one C. So I was thinking of that knowledge.
I think it depends on how far the gap is, and if anything cancels out that gap.
Yeah.
Welcome back. But yeah.
We had
All right, so next episode, which one are we talking about?
Cold War. That's the last episode we'll be doing in the stream.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one.
This is the Mike TV episode, right?
Yes, it is.
Mike TV. Oh, I forgot they named him after the fucking douchebag from Willy Wonka.
MTV. That's now if you put all initials together.
MTV.
Yeah.
Oh
I think
no!
that was
to Viacom CBS.
What? Mike? I'm confused. What?
I don't know why. I heard Mike TV.
Yeah, that's why I'm
confused. We agreed.
What?
I don't know, but
we
anyways.
agreed what?
I don't know.
I thought that was his.
His name is TV. His name is TV, but I don't know where Mike came from.
Thomas Vincent. Yeah.
No, we're not talking about Thomas Vincent.
Yes,
Who's
Thomas
Mike?
Fitzgerald.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just move on.
Yeah, someone said Mike TV.
Yeah, someone said Mike TV.
Yeah, that's what.
Or maybe they said
Yeah,
like. I don't know. Like
Yeah, and then I
Mike.
said, "Oh, is that his name?" And I said, "Oh, that's like
No.
his name. Like, oh, it's like what?
Oh my
Chocolate and
god.
chocolate.
No,
What are we
it's
doing?
not.
No. Okay, wrong tangent.
Yeah.
Bit.
Look at him. Yeah.
We don't go on that Willy Wonka
today.
back.
All right. Cold War. All right.
Wait, hold on now. I never said where. Where
Where what?
What is it? Where Vertigo should go.
Oh, okay. Yes. Let me
What
know.
you feeling?
I think it should go up your ass. Okay.
Wow. All right, angry video game. Shit.
Dude, that's really weird, dude. I've been watching AVGN recently.
Oh my
That's probably
God.
why you said it then.
No, it's too funny.
Yeah, probably. Wow.
This.
Where'd you guys? Okay, so where did you guys put it at?
Well, right now it's between Attack of the Zombies and Final Mix. Someone else said, Jory said between A Final Mix and Xena's Kiss. I'm okay with it being where it's at. I'm okay with putting it between 43 and 42
I think it
as well.
should be. I think it should be between Xana's Kiss and Fine Mess.
Okay.
You're not going to change it, but like that's
No, I
just
mean
why we
I'm
play
okay
it.
with. I just say I'm okay with that too. I put it because Wazy is the only one who said something, so I was just putting it. But a Final Mix. I'm trying
He's
to
the
remember.
only one who ever says something.
And Flowers definitely.
mean,
Flower
I
would probably
have to.
say higher though. So.
All right.
Oh,
Let's
that's true.
just put it in the middle and call it a day.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
Cold
Technically,
War.
yeah.
I want to talk about.
This episode's awesome.
I want to talk
Right,
about Xana canceling global warming. Come on, let's get to it.
Oh my god.
This has to be one of the most like insane attacks he's ever done, and to this day, I'm still not sure how the hell
he would get insaner.
No.
Do you not remember he literally pulls an asteroid in to destroy Earth?
Did you not remember when I said 5 seconds ago?
The
This was
satellite
one of
hacked in order
his-
to kill.
one of.
Yeah, but then
Okay,
there's
one
also
up,
the one
one
where
up.
he takes control of. He clones Ulrich to defeat Ulrich.
Fantastic.
That's a pretty
I
good
said
attack.
one of. Keep up. Anyway.
Look, bro.
like-
anyone with their own 2 cents about understanding the term "one up" knows you mean it's one of is that you obviously mean it's at the top of that list.
It's. I mean, it's.
I
I,
don't
would
care.
definitely say it's in his top 10.
All right, let's move on, please.
Okay.
Like, I to this day I still don't get how the hell he controls the weather, but whatever.
Because plot. Yes.
So he. Okay. So, what he does is he utilizes satellites to generate essentially enough electromagnetic interference to create a storm and to block solar radiation that would keep France warm.
That's so sweet.
Okay, that kind of makes sense.
Is this a headcanon or is this the actual thing that happened?
What is happening?
I mean,
I don't know.
The show makes
We're
it very
losing our
clear he
minds right
utilizes satellites because he takes over the TV station
We're-
satellite
we're-
dish to
we're
do
running,
it.
We're running out of time here. Let's start from the top, Jory. Your thoughts of the episode.
Yeah. Okay. So thoughts of the episode. This is definitely one of his best attacks. One of his most deadly for sure. Like I love how innocent it starts out. Like he's
wait,
Xana's just
wait,
making
wait.
it snow. What's the worst that could happen? And then very quickly we see what the worst that could happen is. It gets really cold really fast. And I don't know if Jim's thermometer is because France is in a different continent. I don't know if the numbers are different, but the numbers go down really fast.
Yeah.
Really, really fast. Like, remember,
Man, I wonder
when
how
it
it
was
would. Oh man.
negative 37 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Really?
Well,
how?
Negative 37 F and negative 37C are very close.
Well,
so.
well, I know, but I'm like, how did it go down that quickly? Like that seems like endgame like temperatures, but that was like mid game episode or whatever.
He does not give a fuck.
I want to know how
like,
your bodies would like adapt to a fast temperature change like that. That sounds so crazy.
Yeah.
So
also want to make the call. I think that Flower will say this too. I wanted to call out that I love how this episode came out pretty soon after the episode where Xana possessed Delmas and put them in the freezer room in that one episode. And there's the one time where Odd's like, hey, humans can die if it's too cold too. You might want to do something about that. And then I want to imagine that Xana kind of like to them. He was like, I got it. I know what, like, he's like, Ferb, I know what I'm going to do today. And he was like,
Oh my
I'm going to
God.
make everything cold. They never say anything like that about this being like Odd's inspiration in the episode, but I just want to think that that was kind of like the gist of what happened.
I imagine him talking to a block. He talks to a block every time when he thinks about an attack.
I like that idea.
I saw a couple comments on this on the YouTube upload of this episode. And I want to say like, yeah, you know what? I could see this being the case, but whatever. So in general, I love how dire this. I love how the TV guy is just such an asshole. It shows kind of like the reality of reality TV. I love that. I love the camera girl stepping up for herself and just calling the guy that he's a total asshole and being nice to the kids. I love.
Shame that was erased. But go on.
What? What'd you say?
Shame that was erased, but go on because of the return.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, he gets his just desserts in the return trip.
Yeah,
too, but whatever.
True from Rosa, but she still works a terrible job and never stood up to him.
Yeah, and I mean, Waze, I know you're gonna love this one because I know you're on that Yumi hate bandwagon.
Let's go.
I don't hate Yumi actually.
Oh wait, am I confusing it with someone else?
No, we all are just memeing. We're part of the meme.
Joke about.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you legitimately don't.
No, we all just joke. We all joke about it because it's Yumi hate week every week.
Okay, well either way, it's the really serious shit where I think someone pushes Yumi out of the way, or Yumi pushes someone else out of the way, and she gets stuck under a little tree and probably is paralyzed from the waist down, honestly, which is pretty nuts. And Ulrich has to stay behind and try his damnedest to get a tree off of her, which we all know is never going to happen. I do like how creative he gets with trying to use the chain and everything to use centrifugal force and physics, which I'm assuming he learned in, She Who Shall Not Be Named She-Devil's class to get the tree off of her. Which is,
Don't you mean force multiplication?
Sure, whatever. I'm a therapist, not a psychology major. I'm a physics major. I'm not a physics major. Many P words.
I'm
anyway.
someone important.
Well, centrifugal is circular motion generating an outward force.
But I like that he was getting creative with trying to get Yumi out, even though it wasn't working. Kudos to him for trying that. I also do Odd was really fighting his best to get through the cold, to get to the factory, and I do like the ironic humor of Xana putting the attack in the ice sector and Odd bringing attention. He's like, "Oh, come on, really?" It's such a dick move, but it's another case of Xana's humor coming out, which I like. And I also liked how supportive the teachers were with the kids being stuck in the basement trying to keep the heater up as much as they can. And Jim obviously being like, don't go to sleep because, going to sleep when it's cold pretty much means that you're dead. I didn't understand that when I was a kid. I had no idea that if you died while it was... I mean, if you died while it was too cold, you die. No, that if you sleep while you're too cold, that you will get hypothermia or whatever, and you'll probably die while you're asleep. I didn't know that. It was really that he was trying his best to keep everyone awake and trying to keep everyone safe, and that everyone was he's looking out for everyone. It was a really good bonding episode for everyone, and especially the end where everything's starting to get set back to normal, and Ulrich's doing his best to keep Yumi awake, and at the very end everything's melting, and it looks like Yumi did not make it, and they have to do a jump back, and they play it off oh, it's okay. Mike TV or whatever the fuck his name is. Who cares? He's an asshole. Gets meatballs dumped on his head or whatever. But it was really traumatic. for a minute there, Ulrich legitimately thought that Yumi died, and Yumi probably did for like a second there. She was probably like a few seconds away from death, really similarly to how
she
Odd.
can't die. So,
Yeah,
it was
similarly
close.
to how Odd was a few seconds away to death in Killer Music. But like this was just such like it was a very tense, very like well structured episode to me personally. And like I'll say my ranking when I hear everyone else's because I might have a realization that I don't have currently. But as of right now, this is like high up there for me. But I want to hear what everyone else thinks.
Yeah, for me, man, it's definitely one of my favorite episodes of season 2. It's just a lot of fun, and I don't have too much to say after what you said. But...
almost die.
No, that wasn't fun. Actually, no. I mean, no.
Look, guys, you seem to underestimate the durability of plot armor here, and I'm very disappointed.
Even though
everybody
just
knows,
last episode, Ulrich got ripped apart by wolves, but go off, I guess.
Everybody knows that plot armor is impeccably thick. Unless you are meant to die from the very beginning.
Yeah. Man, I
Thanks, Jeremy.
why do I not have so
Cam,
much?
You were saying?
Said.
I was saying like
just bravo.
How much? Thank you. How much I love this episode, but I don't have like a lot to talk about. I just love this episode so much. I don't know because Jory brought up a lot of things that already happened, and actually I don't know. I can't remember what happens on Lyoko. That's one thing. It was just a very dramatic, intense. Not a bad dramatic though, but it was very intense episode. One of Xana's most deadly attacks for sure, and I was just intrigued throughout the whole episode, like from start to finish. It's one of those episodes, so I don't know where we're gonna rank it yet, but it's right now it's an A for me, but we'll see. It's just yeah, I'll probably have some more to say in a little bit. I'm gonna have to go back. I have to go back through every episode, even like I have all these scenes that come into my head, but I'll have to pinpoint them a little bit. So I'll let J-Man take the floor.
Okay. Yo, when it comes to Cold War, honestly, it's like I'm sort of like in a similar sort of position Cam is right now. After A1 gave his thoughts, he pretty much just summed up a majority of what I was gonna say. But like, I guess to like reiterate, there's two things that stands out about this episode. One, this episode was incredibly intense, and it came out of Whiplash too, because once the snow actually came down, it was all happy, it was glorious. And then once the blizzard got like really strong, then everything became really dramatic and stuff. But like, what else? Yeah, and also another thing that stands out among this episode is how like so many of these characters, for their the situation that they were in, so many of them were desperate. Now you can feel the desperation off of not even just the LWs, but even the NPCs. Like I almost called them NPCs. Oh my god,
NPCs.
I've been playing a lot of video games. So sorry, but for the side characters as well.
Hold on. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
But when it comes to but going by this episode bit by bit, honestly, like I loved all the plots, whether it be the fact that Xana kept activating these towers, but as soon as they went to Lyoko, they deactivated. I like the whole mystery surrounding that. The Lyoko scenes I also thought were pretty damn cool. Like both Odd, Ulrich, I can even say Yumi to a certain extent too, had some really cool scenes here. Especially when Ulrich, like, he did like a large leap, and he did like that spinning like sort of like sword slash till he get like 2 of the hornets in the air. I thought that was pretty cool. And what else? And Odd had some really cool laser arrow shots. Again, like I think the Lyoko scenes were pretty damn fun this time, and especially like the whole like obstacle towards the end where they were in the ice sector and they had like all those like mini bombs. And Odd had to like safely like guide through it while he was with Aelita on the overboard. I thought those scenes again really cool. But getting to like the nitty gritty of it when it comes to like the Xan attack itself, Ulrich. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Ulrich having to deal, or rather like be in that situation where Yumi was stuck under that tree. That's honestly one of the heaviest scenes. I wouldn't say it's the heaviest, but it's one of the most heaviest scenes, like on Lyoko, on the entire show actually, because I think A1 also mentioned this as well. When characters are in trouble on Lyoko, whenever Xana has like Xana attacks like this, like and the characters would be in similar situations, yeah, it would be heavy, yeah, it would be like tough to see, but there's like a huge difference between like a regular Xana attack and versus the actual versus the Xana attack in this episode and the Xana attack in Killer Music, because when the characters really believe that somebody is gonna die, you can feel it. Everything with how Org was behaving here, all like his desperation attempts, with trying to get Yumi out of stuck under that tree and such, and Yumi like slowly like fading, because I was looking at her face, and I think that's a really good art direction from the show. When you were taking like the bits of you looking at Yumi's face and stuff like that as she was under that tree, you can tell that she was slowly fading. She was slowly dying. Because, the rest of her body was paralyzed. She was probably incredibly cold. Like, you can tell that she was about to check out real quick. And Ulrich, like, he was seeing that. Like, I just love the intensity of that scene of, like, of whether or not Yumi was going to die under that tree, and Ulrich just having to, like, let's say, deal with the heavy emotions at the idea of losing Yumi and such. And overall, I just think that all of it was done very, very well, man. It really was. And what else? And I also liked at the end of the bit where TV, I'm pretty sure his name was, like the asshole like TV director. Like once he was asking the lunch lady for more meat, she was like, "You sure you want some more meatballs?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then she actually threw like the whole like platter like onto his head and stuff. I thought that was
what a win.
Pretty funny.
It's a Rosa win.
Yeah, thank you.
Rosa should have been fired.
No,
she's been given a raise.
Like realistically, you're doing that to a guest to your school.
No,
like,
she did that to anybody. She would be fired. But like,
that's You have to return to the past.
You have to
there's
have
no reason. You just did this unprompted because the student told her to.
Yeah, no one else was around, I don't think, to hear what he said to her for like, witness.
You think he'd be quiet about it though?
Well, it was kind of loud. Yeah, no, well, I mean, the other people around that heard that, like, they would have been like, he said some bad, like, said something, like, was just talking bad to her, and that's why she did it, But, I don't know. I think, even then, you're probably fired.
And also, it's like, the thought about Xana, it's like, if I was, like, watching this series in, like, one binge, once you would get to this episode, I feel like this is one of those episodes that would really, like, heavily emphasize how scary Xana could be, because now he can control the weather, or rather he can manipulate the weather using his power and stuff. And it's like, I feel like Xana is at his most threatening when his attacks aren't just affecting the Lyoko warriors, it's affecting everyone. Not even just at the school probably, but just everyone in general, because you saw how scared everybody was. You saw how cold it was getting, because I believe it was like what? Like negative 50 degrees? Like below 50? As to how cold it was at that school. Yeah. So it's like, that's just a really scary thought to think about. And it's like, yeah, man, like, everything about this episode, when it comes to, like, the drama, when it comes to, let's say, the fear of, like, Xana's attack, and like, of course, like, the Ulrich and Yumi situation that happened, like, under the tree and stuff, I thought all of that was just done very well. Like this to me is, like, an easy A tier. I don't know if I would say it's quite S, even though, like, it can be S tier depending on how you look at it, but for me, this is, like, I would say one of the most important episodes to watch when it comes to, let's say, the desperation of like of how certain characters can like act when, let's say, one of their closer friends are in trouble and stuff like that. Like Ulrich's behavior here is really important to just like analyze, and again the fiercity of Xana's attack in this episode, I also felt like was really, really done well. So yeah, this is an A tier for me. I really do love it.
Yeah, I think like when you we're talking about like losing a close one. This is the closest to the Warriors almost losing someone. Like it gives you the chills when you watch that scene, and I don't. I mean, you have later on. You'll kind of get it again with like France Hopper, but Yumi. They know more. You know, everyone is close to Yumi, so that was a very. I mean, even though it was only Oric around at the time, and I think Odd was there, but yeah.
Yeah, like the way that
man.
again, like when Yumi was stuck under the tree, like the way that Ulrich was behaving was like
it was sad.
It was like one of the most realistic things that you can never see
Yeah.
about how an actual person can react in a situation such as that. It's
Dude,
like
props.
I would behave. Yeah, dude.
Props to Barbara.
Yeah, props. Really, like huge props.
Yeah, she did an
her voice
amazing
acting was
job.
great too. Yeah, really.
Yeah, she killed it. Like that's, oof, man. Dylan, do you have any thoughts you want to share about Cold War?
Where do I want to start? This episode does a just chef's kiss perfect job of the level of hubris of rich people on account of Thomas T.V. Vincent thinking he can take his fucking Lamborghini and drive it in torrential snow conditions without instantly losing control.
Yeah, that's what he got. He got what was coming to him. So
yeah, he should have went slower. Like that's obvious.
No, there's no going slower. A Lambo is not.
You ever been
going to
in
be able to drive
Michigan?
snow.
It's fucked when it's.
Dude, a Lambo is not driving in snow, especially that amount of snow.
Lambo.
Period.
Yeah, I mean,
no
he
matter
wasn't
how slow
expecting
you tried to go.
snow, but rip.
I do want to counterpoint. Yumi's probably not paralyzed under the tree. If she was hurt enough to paralyze her from waist down, she would likely have been knocked unconscious from shock. So you know, I get the she's crushed under the tree. She must be paralyzed. No,
possibly. It's a possibility.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
I think you're thinking a little.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah,
you don't have to focus too much on that.
Yeah, I was just assuming. It's not important. I was just thinking like maybe.
I mean, I even
but we
before,
also
I
need
didn't
to remember that the return to the past doesn't heal all injuries.
That's
Wait,
what?
what?
Actually, that's exactly how it works.
It does?
No.
Yeah.
No. Like even if I'm just curious.
Doesn't
Like, how you
heal
know
all
that.
Do you have a
injuries.
specific example, Dylan,
Yeah.
of where it doesn't heal injuries like that?
The only thing it doesn't stop is death.
Yeah.
Well,
actually, I mean,
Is there like an episode where it
there
doesn't heal,
is
like?
an episode where there are
think
times
Yumi
yes
gets
there
hurt.
or it gets hurt, he gets his arm hurt, and it's fine when unless they didn't return to the past. But I don't remember. I remember him being fine later at the end of the episode. And I think that was claustrophobic.
I think it's. I'm trying to remember because because I'm pretty sure there's an episode where someone gets hurt like pretty decently, and they're not like they're still pretty not okay. They're like relatively okay, but still definitely not 100%.
Do you remember what that character was?
The one I remember though is Auric, and Sissy helps him in the elevator and makes a cast for him, and I don't know if they go return to the past.
No, they do return to the past in that one because Sissy is at the factory.
Oh right. So then there you go. There you go.
His leg is fixed after the return to the past.
It's his it's his arm, but yeah.
It wasn't.
That was
his leg.
That was end of take, right? Or
yeah, that was.
I think that was
the trap. Yep, the trap. Look at that. Yeah, it was a trap because the elevator. But anyways, let's get back on track.
I don't know.
Continue.
I mean, I still wouldn't jump to she's paralyzed under there.
Definitely just like completely stuck in that snow. And that tree's heavy. That tree is heavy and frozen. Like, ugh.
I mean, and even if we were to compare to real life, people have been stuck under trees that have fallen on top of them before, and they're not paralyzed.
Okay, continue.
I think what added to
let's see. Xana's attack is pretty ingenious. This isn't the first time he's even used satellites to, and/or the TV station to do something of this scale.
Yeah.
A la the Space Laser episode.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty inventive. And also, like, everybody, we got to give props to our boy, Xana, for canceling global warming doing us all a solid like that. Like, come on. Thank you, Xana,
Ooh.
for saving humanity from itself.
What you cancel?
No, I don't feel like I have a lot to say here. Like, it's a really good Xana attack. The stakes are pretty solid. They, the show sets them up pretty good. We get a rich asshole getting his comeuppance and the show doing a perfect job of displaying the level of arrogance that would come with with that personality and wealth. Sissy and Herb do the totally teenager thing of wowing at a Lamborghini and then pissing off the owner of said Lamborghini while wowing over it.
I'm sorry. I just realized that I'm just skimming through this. No, I'm just skimming through this episode, and I'm realizing because the tree. Oh my god! Well, guess whose fault that was? That was TV. That was the tree that TV ran into. I don't know why I never really.
TV, the ultimate ally.
Oh my god, TV is above all. All right, no, but I just never really realized that when watching this episode. I just thought it was another tree, and then had to really see that that was when the tree's falling. You can kind of see the car is crushed too. Dang, I never noticed that. Feel so stupid now, but that was pretty funny.
Bad TV.
What else?
His whip got crushed.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like there's a lot I can add. I can just say the episode executed well.
Yeah,
definitely S tier.
Yeah. I think it's the first episode of Amanta too on Lyoko. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like outside of the dome.
Yeah, it's in the ice sector.
Sector 0.
Yeah, I think it's just the first time it happens.
Sector 5. Why am I saying 0?
I don't even know. I didn't even realize.
Oh, it's because there's this it's this area in freaking Starfield.
Yeah, it is first episode. Oh, there's 3 of them too. Dang. It's the Lyoko one.
Yeah,
Okay. This is the Lyoko's. Yep. The mines. It's the Manta mines around the tower. That's your Lyoko stuff. And then
it's just an S. I don't know. I mean, if you asked me to justify it, everything's already kind of been said.
That's fine.
Hold that all in a higher value.
I was just curious about any other thoughts.
But rich guy gets fucked. Come on.
Yeah.
Instant plus 10 to the rating.
True.
Any day.
True. I don't care what his real name is anymore. His name is Mike TV until further notice.
Mike, where did fucking Mike come from? I don't know. I had to go back in the stream to see who even said Mike. I think it was George.
It's literally Thomas Vincent or TV as the initials, but
it is
the show. So Thomas TV Vincent. So you could literally abbreviate his name to TTVV, the ultimate Twitch shortener, because you know how people in games do their username at TTV because twitch.tv. Twitch.tv.
Oh, nice.
I hate that.
All right. Well, JT, what about you?
Yeah. Okay. So, Cold War, where Code Lyoko predicted Frozen. This episode was very intense. The whole thing with the tree on top of Yumi. Ulrich literally cries and it starts cold, his ears freeze up. That was intense. Yumi dies at one point. It was a very intense episode. Odd literally walks in the tundra cold, almost dying of being freezing to death, and then is virtualized to the ice sector, which is a low cliche, kind of low-brow move, Xana. To have the tower in the ice sector when you're trying to freeze everyone to death. TV is a jerk. You do not drive a Lambo in freezing. Seriously. This was an intense episode. Very much so.
Is that all?
That's all.
All right. Flower.
I know it's my turn, but I just ate a potato chip. Let me chew it first.
Oh, it's okay.
I'll take this chip.
Let's all just sit silently.
Flour does not taste
I
enough
figure the rule
to
depends
eat
on if
while
she's
chewing.
So,
Badge.
I'm sure
Okay.
drink some more.
Well, the thing is, I'd be speaking for a while, and that's
Yeah.
not something I want to deal with.
Yeah.
Why not?
Cold War is one of my favorite season 2 episodes. It's one of my
Same.
favorite standalone Xana's Attack of the Week
Yes.
episodes. It's a very there's just a lot to love. I know there's already been mention of the attack itself, but I especially appreciate like all the things the characters do. I mean, we've talked about how TV sucks and how he got what he deserved, and it was very fun to watch. It's fun to watch him be a jerk, and it's fun to watch him then get served.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But like we get more of their hobbies. Like Odd had his own like mixtape, and he was like ready to like TV, please. It's cool. It's a cool tape. I promise.
Aw.
His poor
Too bad this is after Final Mix. Aelita could have had a tape too, but
Yeah, that's true.
not the right time and place.
I don't know if he's the right person.
I don't know if I'd say Thomas Vincent was like the kind of guy
Not the
you
music
give
guy.
a mixtape to
Yeah.
to make you famous.
Yeah.
He was just there to
But
like
he's just
do a report.
famous. Yeah.
He wanted to do like a report on how the students are failing, and then it did not go well.
So he got karma Taylor Swift style.
Yes.
I thought he was
But-
doing it as like a sort of publicity stunt, not because the kids were struggling in the school.
No, that was the whole. He walks into the classroom and he's just like, "Well, I'm gonna show you just how bad it really is. Just point to any random kid and ask them their GPA." And then he points to Jeremy, and Jeremy has like the highest GPA
Yeah, and then-
out of everyone in the
No,
class, and he
that's
was
too
disappointed.
And then he points to Odd, and
No,
then
yeah,
Odd's
you're
like,
right.
isn't low enough or whatever.
He specifically
he
asked
asked-
who has a GPA below that's like bad. I think he says below a number, but I don't remember the number. And Odd raises his hand.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Hey son, what's your GPA?" And then Odd tries to redirect it to his mixtape.
Yeah. I think he's like, this cannot be happening.
Yeah, but we've talked enough about TV. Let's talk about some of the other character incidents. Because I feel like we haven't. I know we talked about what the Warriors are up to. There's a scene with Ulrich and Yumi, and that's heartwarming. There's some fun shenanigans with Odd. Like, actually, can we just talk about how like crazy it is that Odd like trudged through that blizzard? Like,
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
that's a long
hungry
walk.
for
Power to
some
do
of
that.
it, but,
Yeah.
like,
Someone
he
had to
still
get there.
cross the bridge in that.
Plot.
And he was like he was struggling to stand when he got to the elevator, and Jeremy had to like carry him into the scanner. Like, man.
Get in there, bitch.
I'm telling you, that's
Yeah,
attack is scary, man.
Well, I'll
Really
give
was.
Odd props. As someone who has walked
He's felt-
through a blizzard in shorts before, not that the shorts were the problem, the blizzard was
He's
the
so
problem.
stupid.
Yeah, blizzards suck to walk through.
Yeah. I mean,
He was like having to mantra himself, like, think warm things, Odd. I'm like, oh, you poor kid. You were trying so hard.
Yeah.
Odd
Blizzard
full
is
thoughts only.
Trooper.
And let's get to the boiler room scene, because I think
Yeah.
it's really cool how Jim just kept talking about
Yeah.
like his stories. He's like, okay, everyone needs to stay awake, and he goes on his stories, and there's the support of everyone just like huddled in there. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
scrunched
So
up
sweet.
winter clothes for everybody from who knows where. That's not important. Important
Don't worry
thing is
about
they
it.
did it. And I just want to I mainly want to give a shout out to Jim. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to give a shout out to in that scene. I guess there's the assistant for like
Yeah.
calling out Vincent.
I said that. I actually said a lot of what you said.
I wasn't.
While you were,
I was
I know
out.
you were. I know you weren't here. I'm just saying, like.
Okay,
your
I'm glad you
thoughts-
said it because I
I feel like
saw
you-
there wasn't a lot of talk on the boiler
Yeah.
room scenes, but like, okay,
Like,
well,
your thoughts. Your
Elmas's
thoughts were not
obvious
lost.
worry for
The
the
temperature
students
dropped,
the
but-
entire time.
The gym, but Jim specifically, that hasn't really got brought up, and like, I remember him being there, but I forgot. Like, I just remember him talking about the temperature, but I totally forgot that he was like trying to keep everyone
He was trying to
awake.
keep everyone
yeah,
awake,
and
yeah.
that's so
Yeah.
sweet. I mean, it's just another example of how much he cares
does
for
it
his
until
students.
he literally collapses.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the cold.
Yeah. But yeah, continue.
And for anyone in chat curious why you don't want to fall asleep when you're freezing to death, it's because your body will produce less heat, and thus accelerating freezing to death.
Yeah.
If you're awake, your body is expending more resources to try and keep you awake, and or just to normal functions of while you're awake.
Yeah, so if you're wondering why you're really cold when you wake up in the morning, that's why, and that's why you want to snuggle when you wake up.
Yeah, I hate cold. Like, I like the cold weather, but when I wake up in the morning, man, I hate that. It's the worst.
Yeah, this is why I cover myself in 18 feet of blankets and
I
wake
just
up
need one
drenched
comforter
in sweat.
because I like the cold and warm. But anyways, Flower, continue.
Yeah. Let's see. This is just. I also gotta give a props to like the animators for actually going to town with the weather. Like, they don't- They reuse the
Yeah.
same backgrounds all the time, and it's like, but for this one episode, they're like, no, we're gonna redo all these backgrounds, but with a ton of snow on them. And whoever did the background, I forget his name, I apologize, or their name, but like they did a really good job just covering the school and the factory in snow, and you really get the feeling of like this is an oppressive blizzard, and it's snow is everywhere, and it's not a fun time for anybody involved.
I forget. Did they do all of the 2D and cell shade animation cells, or was this one of the very early shows that actually utilized
look it up.
digital animation software?
I don't know.
No idea.
I don't remember. I think at some point Lyoko shifted, like they did it traditional, and then they shifted to more digital later on. I don't know what this episode,
Because this
was
episode
done.
is more impressive if it was all done with the cell sheets.
It could have been cell sheets. I don't know.
You have to look it up.
I still
I don't
think
know.
it looks
Yeah.
nice, even if it was digital, though.
Yeah,
Just-
I don't. Yeah, that makes me think it's not. But
Oh no,
it's
like I'm
impressive.
saying it's really freaking cool. But then if this was them redoing their cell backgrounds, that's
All right, let's continue. We need to.
I forgot to mention. I want to give a shout out to the scene where they're like, "Hey, it's snowing," and then they all start playing.
Yes.
There's all these small details, like you see Oric with this giant snowball, and he's like running after either Otter. I think it's Otter Yubi. I don't remember who.
Yeah. That was
That was
like
a
that.
really fun scene. Everyone was just excited, like that moment of Winter Wonderland, only for it to then get serious. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
Jim's just
Snow
like,
Day.
Yeah, that whiplash
immediately,
is
like
crazy.
as soon as it started getting like serious, Jim was like pulling, like carrying some kid who like is like shivering in the
Oh
cold.
yeah,
Like,
that's the other scene. Yeah, that's the other scene about just. I don't remember. It was an earlier episode when we were talking about the season 1 finale. There's just another.
yeah. Jim
thing of
was really
carrying.
protective of the kids this episode.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
love
here
it.
for it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I personally rank this as an S tier episode just because like every character has their moment and there are side characters that get moments, and this is such an iconic attack. It's a very iconic episode, at least to me. And an S plus. I'm not going to pretend this is the best
I mean,
episode
S is an
ever,
S,
but
I
this is
feel.
one of my personal favorites.
Yeah. Okay. I do have to point out, since I think you were deafened for the Lyoko side, wasn't too much, but you had mantas coming out from Sector 5 for the first time.
Yes.
You had
I
3 of
did
them.
hear that part.
Okay,
and
cool.
I do
All right.
I did remember it. Like,
Okay.
I mean, I remembered the part where Odd goes in the ice sector. And he's like, man, it's freaking
Yeah,
sector."
yeah, yeah.
I
Like,
remember-
out of all
I
the
remember
sectors,
saying it
why
was-
the ice sector?
Man,
Yeah.
it's very funny.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
man, come on, Xana, like, fuck
he's
you.
got a sense of humor in him. All right, Colton, you're next.
Gee, man, what do I talk about here? That,
I know you. If there, I know
okay.
we've all talked about. a lot of things.
Yeah, I know. Like this episode is everything. Like a rich asshole, meatballs.
Oh, what?
No, someone almost dying.
A rich asshole, rich meatballs, Einstein being rich,
Rich no.
Rich. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, everybody knows that Snow was winter dad. Had a winter daddy.
Anything else, Colton?
I will mention that, in the dub version is that he's known as Thomas Vincent, but in like the French version, he's like name is like Jean Claude Tourcoing, like JT. So I don't know. So I don't know if like the English version like they just Americanized it or like just we're having some bunch. Hey, what should we name this guy? TB. How about that? Well, it has to be like a full name. All right, Thomas Vincent. They like put names in the hat and just came up with that. It sounds like a something like a Japanese person would come up with like an American name. All right, Thomas Vincent. But anyways. I find it interesting. Who is the woman that TV is with?
Don't remember
Does
her
she have a
name.
name?
I think she does have a name. I'll look it up real
Yeah,
quick.
I say Flower has the.
It had like
the
a
names
list of
for
all
the-
the names
yeah.
for everybody in the show.
Like, for some reason, like every time I watch this episode, she just reminds me of the woman. She reminds me of the actress who was in the Alien movie.
Oh, yeah, she reminded me. She remembers it. I remember that.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver.
Gee, what else about this episode? Like, you guys mentioned everything. Like, this episode's awesome. I think it's definitely S rank. S for Snow.
Oh my god, I did not see that one coming. I should have.
I'm sorry, Cam, but the medic is currently having an alone day.
Oh, well, you're still talking. At least you're still talking. If you can just mention like your most favorite parts, even though if they were already mentioned. But if you're done, just let me know. Let us know.
I think I'm done.
Edna. Her name's Edna.
Oh.
I had to pull up the script to check.
Her name's Edna too.
Edna.
No, sorry.
I immediately thought of The Incredibles for a second.
Edna mode.
Yeah. Edna.
And it is said in the episode, there's a line where TV
cakes.
says, this is Edna, my camera
that's it.
woman, person, whatever.
God.
Never on time.
You know what, guys? No wonder Edna Mode hates capes. She had to work with Thomas Vincent.
Yeah. All right, Wazy. Let's do it.
I really don't have a lot to say about this
That's fine.
episode that hasn't already been said. Like
Oh, really?
everybody summed it up well.
Yeah.
It's good. Nah, it's good.
Anything that really stands out, or any favorite parts?
I like the kids playing in the snow. I like the boiler scene. Of course, I love the scene with Yumi under the tree. Barbara Webshot kills it. What's it? Shoot. The stuff with Odd going to the factory and being think warm thoughts. That's harsh but fun. Yeah, all good stuff.
I'm sorry. There was actually one more thing I was going to mention that I forgot about until now.
Go for it.
A funny thing is that we're calling it Mike TV, right?
I guess.
Yeah, you guess. So funny thing is that
made that stick.
Oh,
yeah, I
no.
don't know. I find it funny, anyways. Like this him now if you're old yet or whatever. But funny thing is that like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory has like a PlayStation 2 game, and Mike TV has the odd haircut going on.
What the?
Yeah, for real.
Wait, was that made by the Game Factory?
No, it was made by Warner Brothers Games and another company.
Dude, I have to look up who Mike TV is.
I have to look. Mike,
Yeah, it's
Mike
Mike TV
TV's the kid in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory who's obsessed with TV.
Okay, now it makes more sense.
Gets teleported.
Well, someone
inside
mentioned
the
it,
TV.
and I could not for the hell understand why it was brought up. And now we have an answer. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, because and Flower was definitely, we were so just confused why so sweet.
The 2005 video game you're talking about, Colton?
I was thinking it was a
yeah, it was from
Deltarune
05, yes.
reference.
Yeah,
that's what I thought as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, you have me to thank for getting you all.
Yeah, thank you.
Global Star
I'm happy we got that at the end of the
Software
stream.
and 2K Games.
Was that it though?
Well, also there's this one other thing where like the mantas are dropping mines all over the place and it looks like snow.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't really think about the snow detail part, but
We
yeah,
cannot
that's true.
escape the snow, not even on Lyoko.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if that was on purpose. Now thinking of it, that's creative. I like that. I didn't really think of it that way. Okay, let's wrap it up. We're gonna rank it now, starting with Jory.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna say this is a for me it's S, honestly.
Right.
I would say S.
I said A, and it's hard. I think I will agree with it being S. It's just, I don't think I have anything else to say. I mean, everything was said. This is one of my favorite episodes of season 2 and one of Xana's most strongest attacks. So it's very intense and entertaining throughout, start to finish. So, and J-Man, you said S.
No, I said A before.
Oh,
to
A.
be honest,
Sorry.
Yeah, I said A before. But honestly, thinking about it, I started thinking about what are some of what episodes would I pick that would represent the best of Code Lyoko? And honestly, this episode just came up in my head like a million times. Honestly, you can barely ask for more from this episode. It really does have everything. The Xan attack was just wonderful here. It brought out the real emotions, the real desperations, the real let's say what do you call adrenaline to get to the factory to deactivate the tower and stuff like that. It's you feel all of that, and it's just in the voice acting, especially from Barbara voicing Ulrich, I thought was just amazing. Exactly. And it's when you really think about it, it's this Xan attack's not really too far fetched off of something that can happen in IRL. And it's I just felt the whole scene with Ulrich and Yumi just represented perfectly how a person would react if you were in a similar situation like that. And it's yeah, man, you can barely ask for more. I really don't think you can much, and it's really just S tier for me. This is one of the best episodes, or yeah, I would say it's one of the best episodes of the show. It's really fantastic.
Yeah. All right. Wait. So you said S?
Yeah, it's S.
Okay. Cool. I mean, especially
S
season
super sprint.
Snow. All right.
Don't eat
Dylan.
the yellow snow, guys. I mean, I already said.
Did you? I can't
S
remember.
S plus
Okay.
plus ultra plus.
All right. JT, what's your rank?
My rank for this episode, to get it closed, because we're about to start with the FC Dallas match. It is an A tier.
All right. Okay. Flower, you said S, right?
S. Solid S.
All right.
Dang.
Colton.
S for snow and for piece of shit TV that starts with a P, but I don't care.
Fucking
S for
Now hold on. Colton, I got you here.
Yes.
That shit ass bitch.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, yes, bitch.
Also
There
S
you
for
go.
spectacular voice acting by Barbara Scott.
S for piece of shit.
Wazy, let's hear your rank.
If you say D, we're all gonna come to your house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat you up.
Promise. No, I'm not. I can't afford the flight ticket.
I'll just tell
Wait,
Ulrich.
Not to be contrarian, it's a very, very good episode. I don't deny it, but it's not an S for me. I give it an A.
Okay, all right. I'll go. I'm fine with A.
Yeah.
How many people gave
I mean,
How
he's
many
not
people give
wrong
it
because
an
like
S?
the Lyoko,
Everyone gave it an S except for me.
And
So,
JT.
what he's not wrong either because like the Lyoko scenes are like not exactly memorable, and that's
Well, it's because you don't get Lyoko. It's one of those just like Attack of the Zombies. You get Lyoko near the end of the
you don't
episode
get
because
Lyoko.
yeah, you don't get Lyoko scenes till the end of the episode because there's so much going on Earth. That's the main focus, and you don't get a lot of those. And I actually like when we get some of those episodes where it's mainly focused on the attack on Earth. But
there was little Lyoko scenes in the beginning.
What did?
They were in the mountain sector earlier.
I don't remember. I have to look back.
Oh my, like damn.
But like when Attack of the Zombies did it, yeah, they were a little bit. The Lyoko scenes on that were like not. They were. It was just them getting to the tower and it was invisible floor. Or
like an afterthought to me.
But this one, I actually made it a bit interesting with all the mines from the mantas and having to fly through it. At least it made it entertaining. But yeah, it was a really, really good episode. I just feel like I felt, hearing everyone else, I'm like, okay, I think this has pretty much everything. It's
doesn't have hornets.
It doesn't. S plus plus plus.
That's like an automatic S for you,
plus.
Cam. We all know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
God damn, you hate hornets so much.
Yeah, I hate
hornets.
Yeah,
I mean, I hate wasps.
Yeah,
and hornets.
Yeah, there were. I was like skimming through, and it was. I think it was Xana's Kiss or Fond Mess, and I was skimming through. And I was like, oh, hornets. Sorry, never mind. I give it a D, but I was just joking, obviously. But yeah, I hate them. So we got 2 A's and 6 S's. So
you're right. I don't get Lyoko. I don't get Lyoko. I still don't.
All right, let's move Cold Wars to a certain spot. Even if I did say A, it would still be S. So it's gonna be S. Now
it's below the other two.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's
just be honest.
I agree.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's it's such a good episode, but with the other S tier episodes we have here, they don't.
It's not as good as like one of the like a finale or like some of the more plot driven episodes, but
it's definitely one of the minor S ones.
It's an episode where I'd be like, this.
I come back to it a lot
for how fucking ridiculous Xana can be.
Yeah, it's one. You get to see some of Xana's true power when
I think about this, which is why like I would place it in the back. I would like when it comes to like whether it be this one, Marabunta, or New Order. I think out of all those three, I would watch Cold War like the least amount of times, but it's still again like a really great episode.
Wait,
it's definitely still up there.
What'd you say?
What did you hear me?
No, I mean, sorry, I was zoned out. I was looking at the episode, but what'd you say?
Yeah, like if you were just like to take like Marabunta, Marabunta and New Order and this episode. If I were to take all those three, I would think I would watch Cold War the least. But that's not because like I like it any less. It's just that I enjoy it. Yeah. I think the other two have more positives and stuff. So I think it would be in the back.
When I rank something S, it's for me. It's always gonna be episodes that they shine for a reason. They're episodes that I'm gonna come back to almost literally every rewatch. Or at random if I decide to watch a Kolyoko episode. I'll watch this when it's finally snowing in my area. I'll be like, you know what? I want to watch some snow themed episodes. But
just don't stand near a tree.
Yes, I stay in my house. I stay in my house.
Paralyzed, question mark?
Yeah. Question mark.
One more thing. This does not help Vertigo's case. Because we went from that episode to this episode, and it's like completely like night and day.
I know.
And that just proves that Vertigo is totally mid.
Okay. Yeah. It happens. I mean, we had it with literally. We had Chips Are Down and then Marabuta afterwards. So that's probably the best one of the two of having back to back. I still can't believe now thinking about this. No, actually, never mind. Sometimes every time I look back at Chips Are Down being A minus, and we cover some other episodes where I forget or just like a fine mess. I'm just like how, I'm just like how, but I'll just ignore it. All right. Yeah, all right. That's it, guys. We did it. We did another 4-episode stream, a little longer than we wanted to. We had some stalls, so we could possibly do 4 more episodes. Oh, I don't know if we can do 4. It depends on how long France Hopper takes, but either 3 or 4 episodes for next time stream.
I got some thoughts. That's definitely an episode that I like, but I got thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have a lot to say.
Yeah,
about
it depends.
Hopper.
It just depends on how much there is to talk about with Deja Vu, Tip Top Shape, and Is Anybody Out There? It just depends. Those we could.
Tip Top Shape sucks.
We'll get. It has episode. I mean, with the whole Jeremy giving Odd Spectre powers to fight off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got confused with a different episode.
Oh, okay.
I apologize.
No, you're good.
I got confused with the episode where Xana possesses food.
Oh no!
Tidal Wave.
That's Tidal Wave.
Yeah,
I don't even think that's in this season. That's a season 3 episode.
Yeah,
I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I love that episode. The title. No,
the Top Shape.
I love the Spectre possession.
Yeah.
Episode.
Spectre versus
That's
Spectre.
Cool.
Yeah. So I don't think those are going to be as long. There still could be a good amount of talk with each of them, discussion with each of them, but it just depends on how much time we have, and we might go a little over to talk about France Hopper. It just really depends on where we are when we start on France Hopper, and then the next stream would be the last 3. There's a lot to talk about, especially
we
the last
might not
2.
Get through the last 3 the next stream.
Yeah. No, the next stream.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm saying the next one will be. If we can do our normal 4 episodes per stream, we can knock out 46 to 49 depending on how long it takes, and then the last stream of season 2 could be the last 3 episodes. So, what?
Because Revelation in the Key, there's going to be
a
lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, can't wait.
Oh,
yeah.
All right,
I don't know about creating in the other ones. I just want to do the Key.
Yeah, we get it. All right, everyone. Thanks for everyone in the stream and everyone in the VC.
Absolutely.
That is a wrap.
No problem.
Yeah, that was fun. Sorry about the interruptions. It's just
yeah, you gotta fix
hard
that.
to do these streams. Yet you guys choose the bad time. You do it because I try to juggle it. It's not good.
I'm sorry. This is usually the Saturday middle of the day Saturdays usually. But
my grandparents love. Now at 5 p.m. We used to do it at 6, and then all of a sudden a routine to eat at 5 for some reason.
Life happens. Enjoy the family time though, but you can always join the stream if you can't. But yeah, let me end the stream real quick. Bye everybody.